Tonight's Gooder Entertainment production is brought to you by The Chopping Block, Menotti Woodcrafters, Pinkerton's Pit Barbecue, Texas Oil Doves, JB Waterwells, All Fired Up Barbecue Cook-Off, Texas Original Charcoal, the Briscoe Ranch Cook-Off at the Crossroads, Smokin Magic, Texas High Roller Events, Laredo Roofing Solutions, Navy SEAL Danny Dietz Memorial Classic, Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation, The Barbecue Store, Mr. Keen Sharpening Service, Cosmos Cube Products, Half-Fast Cookers, Damn Yankee Texas Barbecue, Rectag, Quattro D Drums, We Branded Promotions, Texas Barbecue Bash, and Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics. Thank you for supporting the So Smokin Gooder Show.
The So Smokin Gooder Show. There's a lot of gooder. There's a lot of things that are gooder. They're better. They're gooder. I say they're gooder. They're the most goodest show that there could be. The So Smokin Gooder. Wow, what a good! Is there been a gooder show? I don't know if there's ever been a gooder show than the So Smokin Gooder Show. Wow, what a show! Iran's not having a show like So Smokin Gooder Show. What a beautiful show! There's never been high definition like this going on in this. What a great show!
Hey, we got any more beer in here? All right, I'm sorry. I won't talk again. I'm sorry. I'm done. All right, go ahead, Robbie.
Hey there, everybody. This is Aaron the Retro Guy, host of the Morning Roast Radio Show, and you're locked in to the So Smokin Gooder Show. Give it to them, fellas.
If you're gonna put it in the box, put it in the box.
And stamp it.
I call it bass boat.
Hey, what's up? I'm Cosmo, and you're watching the So Smokin Gooder Show. So grab a drink, park your ass, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss a thing.
What's up, family? This is the Barbecue Dad, Jody Flanagan, and you're watching the So Smokin Gooder Show, baby. Lucky you, you old SOB.
What? I wonder if they have this sugar-free. Anyhow, Ruben Braun here, Beer Belly's Barbecue, and you are watching the So Smokin Gooder Show. Enjoy.
What's up, guys? My pits are burning. Kevin Hernandez. You're watching So Smokin Gooder Show.
Are you ready to turn up the heat?
1. Let's go!
Because you've just tuned in to the one and only So Smokin Gooder Show. We're coming to you live from Bullhorn Barbecue headquarters in Cypress, Texas. This is the show where we talk all things barbecue and brews, and you better believe we're here to have a good time. Get ready for the man who knows barbecue like the back of his hand, the guy who can tell you the difference between an IPA and a stout blindfolded, and the life of every party, your barbecue pitmaster and the host with the most, RazorRacks. Whether you're part of the Gooder Gang or just here for the special guests, barbecue competition updates, or maybe even to rate some boxes, strap in, fire up those smokers, and crack open a cold one, because the So Smokin Gooder Show starts now.
Good evening and welcome to another Wednesday night talking barbecue right here on the So Smokin Gooder Show. I am your host, Robert Rocha, and I am coming to you from the Bullhorn Barbecue headquarters in Cypress, Texas. You know, we like to talk a lot of Texas barbecue, but tonight we're flipping the script. We got Arkansas, we got Tennessee, double Tennessee in the house tonight. We're going to be talking a lot of KCBS talk tonight. And why not? We have a lot of viewers that cook a lot of KCBS. We cook, I enjoy cooking KCBS. So we'll be able to talk a lot of shop with with some of the best cooks in the nation. We've got Drew Davis with RazorRacks BBQ. He'll be joining us. And we got Joelle and David Goan with Kith and Kin, which is one of the best names out there in barbecue right there. So two great KCBS teams that are going to be joining us tonight, along with our co-host. You guys know him. He's a great Gooder Gang member. He's in the comments all the time. We got Mr. Eric Cantrell. He's our special co-host of the evening. So we've got a great, fun, packed show for you tonight. I'm excited to talk about all of that. But you know what we have to do before we all do any of all of that? Why can't I talk right now? We need to talk to producer Ty, the best producer in the fake internet barbecue business. Ty Cobb, how you doing, brother?
What's happening, man? Cheers. Welcome to the show.
Cheers. You drinking tonight, Ty?
Man. I figured since we got Eric Cantrell on, I mean, I meant to talk to him for about 3 minutes earlier today. Just say everything good with you, Eric. We ended up talking for like 25, 30 minutes. So
he's amazing.
Yeah,
he's awesome. He's awesome. How are you doing? How are things with you?
Doing good. Watching the presidential address, trying to see what they're talking about. Kid Rock and Apaches. NASA with the launch with Artemis 2. All kinds of stuff going on.
Easter weekend, or is
I think my kids are coming in town this weekend. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Wonderful. We got some boxes, I'd imagine, don't we, Ty?
Yeah, I'm starting to get some boxes, but be sure and send them to Martin Ty Cobb on Facebook in Messenger, and I'll be sure and get them on. We're looking for KCBS boxes tonight, right, Rob?
Yeah, we'll do some KCBS style. We've got 3 people that have doing them each and every weekend.
Certified master judge.
So we will love to see all kinds of boxes. But if you got some with putting greens in the box, I'd like to see them as well, so we can take a look at those. And you never know. Like I say, shut up and listen. You might learn something from these guys as far as placement and whatnot. And for sure, we're going to be talking shop as far as, timelines and stuff like that. So, Ty, thank you very much. Again, you can send them to Martin Ty Cobb, and we will get them on. I didn't cook this weekend, so I really have nothing to talk as far as my personal barbecue. But I did see our good buddy Phil Breeden. He three-peated. I think that's his 3rd in a row. And so he'll be mentioned on the wrap-up recap a little later in the show. And we've got a lot of names that will be mentioned in the wrap-up recap. So if you did well this past weekend, Ty will be reading those names off a little later. Ty, you got that, right? You got your list of names as well, right?
Yeah. No, I didn't get the list yet, but we'll do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live.
We'll do it live. Yes, we will. Rachel's in the comments. Rachel Targach. She GC'd this weekend. I'm not sure if that's their first, but congratulations. They GC'd a big event this weekend. All right, let's get a rundown of the Gooder Gang, and then we'll get our special co-host of the evening, Mr. Eric Cantrell. All right, first in, Daddy Dutch. Good evening, gang. Larry Vaughn checking in afternoon from North Jersey today. Steve Quint, good evening, Gooder Gang. Let's go. There he is, the real little Gringo. We're in for a good one tonight. My pits are burning. I saw Kevin in the intros. What's up, Kevin? That is, my pits are burning. Money. Matt Casper from Rat Stack Barbecues in the house. Who else we got? Lobster Bucket. Lobster Bucket is on a 6-week streak, and he just started watching the show. So thank you for coming in each and every week, Lobster Bucket. One of the best names in the Gooder Gang. Honestly, Travis T, what is up? The Chopping Block, Victoria. That is John Turner. Howdy, amigos. Oh, just reminded me. Craig Scoggins, howdy. How are you? Mitchell Bidwell, what is going on? Wes has to be taking notes from Ty to step up his production game. I think Wes is retired. I don't know, but he is dancing on the internet for all to see right now. Oh, wow, Ty, much love. Bobby Delgado, Quattro D, what's up, Gooder Gang? There she is, Rachel, with the big GC this weekend. That's their second, she said. That is their second. Chris Davis, your name will be mentioned. He went to, I don't know where you were, Chris, but I looked it up and I saw Crossed Rifles. I love it. Great to see. Trent Lichka, yo, I know why Trent's watching, because Ty will do that right after this. Steven Lozano, what is up, y'all? Smoke on the Shores BBQ Championship. There we are, right there. Cesar Mejia, there it is. Looking forward to some KCBS knowledge.
Cesar had a funny April Fool's joke. He said he was done with Fireball.
Oh, I knew that. Yeah. You got to try harder on that one. 2 non-win. Oh, yo, boys, what's up? And then it was Alfonso and Melissa Medina, first timer of the Jersey Village area. Wow, that is right down the street. What's up, Alfonso? Nice to see you. We do this show each and every Wednesday, 8 o'clock, talking barbecue with some of the best people in the industry. So, and no shortage of those tonight. Real quick, Ty, throw that. There it is right there. Don't even have to tell them. Take lessons, Wes, like we said down there. The barbecue store, we're having a kids Q class. Learn to barbecue like a pro. Trent Litchka and Buddy Northrup, 2 solid cooks here in the southeast Texas area. They're going to be they're going to have kids out there cooking, learning some barbecue out there. So it's going to be really neat. You can sign up on Facebook Messenger. You can message Trent Litchka and or Buddy Northrup, or you can call that 979 number 826-2274. It's going to be at the barbecue store coming up Sunday, June 14th. So we got about 2.5 months away, 1 to 4. Let's get the kids involved. There's a lot of great kids activities in barbecue, and I love seeing all these kiddos. Now we're seeing some of these kiddos that started in Kids Q competing against the big boys and gals doing barbecue and doing quite well. So this is a good time, good opportunity to get some pointers in for the youngins and, learn what it is to do something that make them successful on the barbecue circuit in the Kids Q realm. That's always a good thing to get them started and get them young. All righty. Thank you very much. That is going to wrap them up. I said 8:15. I'm a little ahead of schedule for our co-host of the evening. You guys know him. He is a certified master judge. He is always in the comments of this show, and I can't thank him enough for being a big supporter of the So Smokin' Gooder show. He's also a good friend of ours now. He's a friend of the show, friend of the program, friend to a lot of people out on the barbecue circuit. We are talking about Mr. Eric Cantrell, the real little gringo, the master certified master KCB. How do you say that? KCBS certified master judge.
Yeah, just like that, man. Just like that.
What's up, guys? You judge us with the best of them, right? You're always judging us, Eric.
I call them like I see them. How about that?
I like it. You got a man of 1,000 shirts. You got your big hat on. Love seeing you. Thanks for doing this. This isn't your first time to co-host with me, so I appreciate you coming on here. I sent him a message, I don't know, about a week and a half ago, said, I want some KCBS cooks, and especially after I saw these two, what they did at your event the weekend prior. They killed it out there, and he's like, I got two perfect ones. But not only that, we want to talk some more KCBS. Ty and I even had a conversation. We want to do something like this maybe every third week, and just expand everybody's barbecue knowledge, because KCBS are out there. Once you get out of Texas, they're hard not to run into. So we're excited to have you guys on here and talking some KCBS knowledge. But how are you doing, Eric? How are things with you?
Doing well, just recovering after the event, the little contest that we put on. And so, as you said, Rob, we are in for a good one tonight, man. We've got some guests that are coming on that are heck of pitmasters, but are fun barbecue dudes and dudette, I guess we could say there for Joelle as well. Yes. So, but we're in for a treat. So, all is good. Barbecue is rolling. It's been a good year already. So,
well, you talk about your event you just had. It was a big, man, 125 plus teams out there. That's a big. I don't know what the KCBS events. Obviously the Royal's huge, but I don't see too many of that number out there anymore. It seems to me. I don't know, when I'm doing the wrap up recaps and I'm checking to see who won and out there. That's a big number that I saw.
Yeah. So shameless little plug to us, Jason Cole and I and our crew, his wife Brandy, and a lot of volunteers in behind the scenes put on Smoke on the Shores. We put that contest on for 2 reasons: to raise some money for Operation Barbecue Relief and Operation Stand Down Tennessee, 2 organizations that we're super passionate about. And then we also benefit the Nashville Inner City Ministry with all of our teams that are donating their leftovers to these kids in the inner city in Nashville that are getting an amazing meal from some of the best competition barbecue cooks that are out there on the circuit. So not to, not to go and correct you, but we had just under 100, I think it was 179 total teams at Smoke on the Shores there. So we pride ourselves on being the largest sanctioned barbecue contest east of the Mississippi, larger than the Jack and many of those others that you've heard of. And we're just doing baby steps to grow it. Jason and I and the crew, we help with the KCBS World Invitational that's at that event. And it's a little bit Texas style in some of the regards because, and you can ask the folks when they come, we try to put on a show and make it fun so you can look and see the trophies and the awards. And we also have the walk music for our awards. So these folks that are coming on tonight, they got to hear their music played. And that's always a cool thing that I know in y'all's sanctioned body that you typically will do a lot of. That is a real cool aspect. So I think we're the only one really outside of you guys in Texas that does that as well. So
that's great. That is awesome. Yeah, it's a lot of fun to see that and have people, experience that kind of joy. I got to go. I talked about it last week. I got to go to Louisiana, and we brought our second CBA to Louisiana, and they absolutely loved the walk-up songs. It just adds to more excitement. It just brings up everybody's vibe, right? It's just a lot of feel good out there. And so I saw people walking up, they were doing air guitars, they were dancing the whole way up. It was a lot of fun. And I'm sure y'all experienced that over there. It's not your event.
Man, and cool trophies. I know that's one of the things that everybody talks about. Why do you go to a barbecue contest? Number one, to support good causes and organizations, but who doesn't want to get a cool guitar, especially coming to Nashville, gold records for our winners of the categories. We've got Yeti coolers,
awesome,
big checks, man. We try to do it better every year. This year, we did a little thing to where all of our past champions, since this was our 10th year, they got their banners hanging from the rafters. So we're going to put 2 more banners up for next year that you'll see, and one of them is going to be our guest on tonight. So it's a pretty cool thing.
I know you sent that to me. Did Ty get those photos as well? Do you know?
I think I sent them to him, but if not, I'm going to forward them to him here in just a second.
Send them because we'll get them on, because that rafter thing is really special. That is really neat, man. I'm sure that, when you're there as a competitor, there it is right there. When you're there as a competitor, you're definitely wanting to see your name up there, and you've got all the past champions. Look at that venue. Talk to me about what I'm looking at right here. Because are those banners that hang down where I can see that where it would be. It's an open air pavilion there, it looks like.
So we have those panels that we put on the side, and then we have our big banner that is on the stage. And so you're looking at this from the very outside of it. And we started the contest 10 years ago, 11 if we consider our COVID year, and our OGGC right there, 2016, Rooters and Tooters. And then as you look, they just progress as they get closer to the stage. So we'll hang 2 more for next year. RazorRacks, one of our guests tonight, he'll have his hanging up there. So I'm hoping that he comes back to see it. He told us he was coming back until he won that thing. And I guess fortunately or unfortunately, he won the thing. So, man, I want him to come back.
Oh, David will be happy to know Eddie Morales is watching. Eddie will be rating boxes. You'll get to see.
Send some of yours in, Eddie.
Yeah, send some of yours in, Eddie. He'll sneak them in. I don't know which is which, but good to see you, Mr. Eddie. I hope you're doing well. Again, this looks really cool. And so only the grand champion get their banner up there, right? Is that what I'm looking at? I can't.
That's what you're looking at.
All right, that is pretty solid. Dang, for Kith and Kin, they almost got it out there, but that's pretty neat for RazorRacks. They're going to have their banner up there next year, right?
That's it.
And that's where y'all do the KCBS Invitational. We'll talk to everybody, a group about that too, but that's same venue?
Same venue also as the Tennessee State Fair. So that venue can host a ton of teams. We mapped it out for 225 spots just based on what the weather ends up being, because we try to get everybody in on pavement or gravel. You got full hookups. When we talk about hookups, power, we guarantee everybody 30 amp power. A lot, most have 50 amp power. You got access to water that's there at your site. There's dump stations that's on site as well. So everything that you could ask for in a contest. Judging is indoors. You've got restrooms there. You've seen where the awards are happening underneath that entertainment pavilion. So we make it to where that not only is it a cool place for a barbecue contest, man, it's just fun, because even though you've got that many teams, I walked the furthest walk that we had, and it was 3 minutes and 15 seconds.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, that's good. Man, it all sounds great. And Bobby Delgado, he's saying can't wait for the invitational. I know Eddie has gone to the invitational, so we'll talk about that as well. Last question on the event. We're going to talk more about it here with the winners. But is it always a third week in March?
It's always the third weekend in the month of March, and so our dates are already set. Registration opens in 182 days for any of those people that's out there. You go to our website, the countdown is there, October 1st for teams and judges. We will fill up. I'm just going to say that. There's just a small crew with us, even though that I mentioned that we can take a lot of teams. We want to take the baby steps as we grow each year. And so this year was a little bit more than what we did last year. So
that's smart.
Yeah, we may be 200 next year. So.
All right. Well, you ready to bring the guests on? All right. I'm going to bring them on one at a time, and then we'll talk to them on here. You tell me, who do you want to bring on? You're the co-host as well tonight. So
let's bring our RGC from Smokin on the Shores, Kith and Kin.
All right. We'll bring it on the RGC. We're talking about Joelle and David. Is it Goan, correct?
There we go.
Of Kith and Kin BBQ. They have been doing this, a husband and wife team, kicking butt in the KCBS world. We love husband and wife's team because I feel like they do well. They thrive whenever they both know what's going on. And, of course, all the prepping that has to be done and all that. Well, let's bring them on. We're talking about Joelle and David Goan of Kith and Kin BBQ. Again, one of the best names out there in barbecue. I love the name. How are you guys? And welcome to the show. First timers to the So Smokin Gooder Show. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us. It's actually it's kind of nice to be first over Drew for once.
Yes, it doesn't happen often.
Hey, he got you a couple weeks ago, but you got him right here on this fake internet barbecue show.
Rocks.
Caused a little drama, but we survived.
Yeah.
David, remember, you still owe me $1.
I do.
For bringing you in first. Well, thank you guys again. Please introduce yourself to the Gooder Gang. A lot of Texas teams watch this, but again, we're going to be a lot. There's people from all over actually watching nowadays, but I've always just used to saying a lot of Texas teams watch it, but it does go out and people see it all over because I know about it because I hear about it. So please introduce yourself to the group, and love to get to know you a little better here shortly.
Well, I'm obviously David, and this is Joelle, and we've been known to be Keith and Kim. I'm not quite sure who is who because people make fun. We actually have an airbrush T-shirt that Hannah Guerra gave us at Keith and Kim. You see some comments there. Bunch of idiots that are on this show tonight. But
people can't pronounce Kith and Kin for some reason. They don't know what it is.
It's Keith. There's Chris Davis right there. It's Keith and Kim.
Yeah, the biggest idiot known at the barbecue right there in Texas.
The running joke now. We're Keith and Kim.
Yeah. But Kith and Kim, it stands for friends and family. We got actually from a wine that is actually out there from California.
Christmas Vacation.
And Christmas Vacation. Come to find out, it's a quote in Christmas Vacation, but it means friends and family.
He didn't know that, but I knew that. He did.
But it kind of fits for barbecue, right? Friends and family, and so we cook for us. That's where we go to these contests for. So it kind of fit. We thought about changing a couple of times, but it doesn't matter. It's good now. We like it, and we get a lot of comments about it. So.
It means friends and family. Is that what you said?
Kith is friends, and Kin is like kinfolk.
Yes. I thought it was a play on like kissing your kin or whatever.
No.
Like,
that's why it's a perfect name because nobody knows.
We're from Tennessee, but we don't roll like that, man. Come on.
I don't know. I've seen videos out of y'all's area. I'll just say that.
He's from East Tennessee.
He is from Mississippi, right? I can't lump them all together.
That's true. It's very true.
Y'all immediately knew I was talking about. I mean,
there's movies out there that kind of do these things. It's not far from. We're not related. I promise. It's just not that kind of show. But no, that's where we are. We've been doing this KCBS since 2019. We were NBN competition cooks before that for a few years. We cut our teeth in barbecue. Unfortunately, we met Wes at an event in South Haven, Mississippi at Springfest.
To
another couple.
To a couple buying his old. Buying his old Gateway smoker.
Yeah. So
not Gateway. You know what I'm. God, Wes is going to kill me now. our
whatever.
Smoker.
Anyway, we met Wes through friends, and it's been a love-hate relationship ever since. But he got us started in this thing, and we've done some competitions, and we've started out slow. I mean, Eric knows that we were bottom of the barrel, and we were terrible when we first started in 2019, and then COVID hit. So we actually did better in COVID. I don't know what the deal with that was, but we kept on going, and kind of here we are today. And man, it's been a good ride. We've enjoyed it. We've been from 2 contests a year up to somewhere upwards of 20.
I feel like I'm part of a pyramid scheme that Wes Garrett's been running.
It's
like, no, you can do it. Let me show you.
What,
you can do
what
it.
is this photo that keeps popping up, Ty?
He just wanted us as pack fillers. We now know that.
Yes.
We got wise to his game, and then tried to figure out. And then now our goal is just to beat him every time. So it doesn't always work out, but every now and then we get lucky. So
we're enjoying it. It's good time.
Hannah and Wes are great, but we're here to talk. We're here to talk to you guys out here.
Yeah.
So you started in 19.
That's what I was going to say, Rob. I didn't invite Wes on this show.
No.
He's the reason we're in this crazy show.
Yeah.
Or this crazy barbecue life.
No, I get it. It's all a show. The whole barbecue scene out there is a big shit show sometimes, but it is a lot of fun, and that's why we all keep coming back, right? Talk about being a husband and wife team. You know, we talked to a lot of teams out there that are husband and wife teams, and I feel like that's it helps, right? At least having a partner that you know, and they know exactly what you're looking at. Or I don't know how y'all do the prepping and the shopping and all that, but it definitely helps having 2 people involved on this deal versus the one man show.
Joelle's the reason that we do this. Honestly, if she hadn't pushed me to do it, and she didn't do a competition in her work years ago, we wouldn't be doing this today. In all transparency, and Eric will vouch for it, Joelle is our rib cook. I have nothing to do with the rib cook. I may prep a little bit, but she is the rib cook, and I get to have my say so, and every once in a while, right. And then she takes all the accolades for it. So she's been doing great on ribs, and so that's kind of where we started when she started doing this thing for her work stuff years ago. And man, we just again, it's been a good ride, and that's as any good husband-wife team, we like to argue and fight and throw shit at each other, and but we enjoy it, and she makes me go to contests I really don't want to do, and she sets our schedule for the year and tells me I'm going to go do this and do that, and I'm like,
my line is I have to talk David into it, because I'd do anything. I'd go to any of them.
We'd be
I to ease him into it, but usually I'm the one doing the pre-work of the week before. Like Sunday night is meat selection. I'm getting this, all of it, like all 4 meats. What we're going to cook. If we have a brisket in house, because sometimes we get our briskets from Cordy Meat, so we'll just have them shipped in sometimes the week of, but usually if we got a few in a row, we'll get them ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll be frozen. But on Sunday nights, I'm doing meat selection for all of it. Then I will make all the injections and the sauces and the rubs that we're going to bring in. I'll trim ribs. Sometimes I'll do chicken, just depends on what his schedule's like. And sometimes I'll do pork. I never touch the brisket. I'll let him touch the brisket. He's
too expensive for that.
I think he's a golfer, so he has a superstition. So when it comes to brisket, he's a little superstitious, I think.
So far, that's the only thing he's doing from what I'm listening to right now.
But I mean,
I'm not hating on you, David. That's a pretty damn good deal you got working there, brother.
He just shows up. I mean, sometimes I drive the rig in. He flies into Atlanta. Eric can vouch for that, and he just
even to the jack,
goes to bed, and we get up then the morning he lights the fire and gives me shit because I slept in an hour later. So
hey, you got all that.
All he does is cook the ribs. So that's
he runs a tight ship. Apparently, you got him running around and then waking up at the same time. Yeah,
we want to win, so I guess that's what it takes.
I have a fun husband and wife question for both of you. When the results don't go as planned, who's reading the deals and who's taking it harder than the other?
Oh, by far, Joelle. Oh my God, it's the worst. I don't even read that shit anymore. I'm like, I was told by Rouge and Tudor's team.
By Paul, years
said,
ago.
throw it in the trash, burn it, whatever
We
you
were
want
like
to do.
studying it,
I
and
don't-
Paul
I
walks
don't
up
care.
behind us. He goes, "Just throw it in the trash."
I can share the rest of the scores. I'll be honest with you. I know my score when they call out the top 10. I know it's either good or bad. And I'm moving on to the next.
You don't need. You're always 11th if you don't hear it, right?
That's
So
exactly right.
Agonizing.
Joelle's over here like, this is crazy. How are we this? This is ridiculous. They're the best meat we've ever cooked. They're so stupid.
These
And
judges
I'm
are
like,
stupid.
I don't care. Eric is an idiot.
Sorry, Eric.
Eric is
Box.
Eric is an idiot. No, he's not. He's awesome. He's awesome. Well, I do want to get our GC on, and then we'll talk as a group here in just a minute. But we're talking. Eric, why don't you introduce our grand champion guy tonight? Drew Davis.
Yeah, this guy needs no introduction here. I call him the mentalist, or excuse me, the minimalist. He may be the mentalist as well. After leaving our contest, he packed so light that he probably didn't even have any room left in his truck, because that's all he rolls in. He just his pickup truck, and then he'll pull a smoker in behind that. So I don't even know how he got those trophies back home, to be honest with you, Rob. But I've got Drew Davis here. Let's go ahead and bring Drew on. Again, this guy here doesn't need an introduction, but Drew Davis, RazorRacks.
Drew Davis, RazorRacks.
Look at the shirt. Look at that, my people.
You see it?
Representing.
See it?
There it is right there. Out of, it says Pleasant Plains, Arkansas. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. In the middle of nowhere in north central Arkansas.
North Central Arkansas. Okay. It did. So I did, I do a little research on it. I was checking you out a little bit, but one of the things that came up is that, and he just talked about it, minimalist, right? He said simple setup, serious flavor is what the tagline was. That may need to be your new tagline there, Drew.
I like the sound of that. That may need to go on a t-shirt.
Simple setup, serious flavor. There it is right there. And Hatcher's in the comments says the silent assassin. All right. Well, I'm excited to have you talk a little bit and introduce yourself to the Gooder gang that's watching, man. And welcome to the show, and appreciate you coming on.
Well, thanks for having me, Rob. My name's Drew Davis. I'm from north central Arkansas. I've been cooking for 10, 13, 14 years. I don't remember when. It was a long time before COVID. I'm a healthcare worker by day, and I go cook barbecue contests on the weekend.
Oh, wow. COVID affected you then. You were busy.
Yeah. Me and my wife, both healthcare professionals. She's a nurse. I'm a physical therapist. So COVID was a weird year for everybody, and especially for us, just from, the obvious things. But barbecue was before it, it was during it, and now it's after it.
Wonderful. Well, can you talk about maybe how you got started in your first few years in barbecue? Like it's from Central Arkansas. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I played a little college baseball, and when I was in grad school, that part of my life was done. And I had a buddy that he was just starting to get into competition cooking, and he invited me to go out to, I think it was an IBCA contest in South Arkansas at the time. And
nice.
Always liked to cook, always liked good food. And I went down there. I was just an extra set of hands for him. And I thought he had the best barbecue I've ever tasted. I was just like, this is amazing. And I don't think he did well at the contest. And I was just like, how the heck did you not? That's the best I've ever tried. And when I saw the camaraderie and the just the whole competition side of it, I knew that was something I had to do. And so I had a buddy from high school. We teamed up and cooked for a couple of years, and life's kind of taking him out of the situation. And now it's just me and my wife, and we work half days on Fridays and then haul ass to get wherever we're going to cook meat on the Saturday.
Awesome. Real quick, you mentioned college baseball. How tall are you, Drew?
I am 5'8".
5'8". Let me guess your position.
Okay.
You're either a second baseman, third baseman, right fielder.
I was a pitcher.
Damn. All right.
Pitcher.
Yeah.
That was my sixth guess.
To play the position field, but I had a good glove, and I had a pretty rubber arm. I could throw 100 pitches one day and throw the next day. Nice.
Where'd you top out at?
Low 80s. I played just NAIA baseball. I was nothing special, but I'm not like Mr. Cantrell here. He's got some baseball stories he could tell you. I don't know if you know, but he was drafted.
I did not know that, Eric. Okay, we're learning stuff. I did not know you were
dual
drafted.
sport athlete in college, Mr. Cantrell.
A dual sport? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
All right, Eric, spit it out. I got to hear about this real quick.
Sport.
What's that, Joelle?
What was the second sport? Baseball?
What do you think?
Basketball.
Volleyball? Oh, come on, Joelle. You know, I thought we were cooler than that here. So my love was football, obviously, but my gift was baseball. And so I grew up probably in a similar little town to Drew, just in the middle of nowhere in a big rural agricultural farming community. And we had a baseball field that we would mow out. And so we would play until that one of two things happened. We either lost all of our baseballs or it got too dark for us to continue playing. And so growing up in a real small school with maybe 100 kids in your graduating class, you had a very diverse range of kids that you were playing against. And so I usually was always up against the older kiddos and playing against them, and my older brother there made me a better athlete. And so I thought that football was the sport at my school, and I wanted to pursue that. But baseball obviously was my gift, and so that's kind of how that it fell back on with there. So
nice. You got drafted in baseball or football?
Baseball.
Baseball. And
Yeah.
okay, you're a pitcher.
I'm not.
What was your position?
I was a left fielder.
Okay, left fielder.
Yeah. So
You must have been a masher. Left fielder, got drafted. You must have hit pretty damn well.
a scrappy guy, man. It was going to be hard to get 3 by me. So
I love it. I love it. Well, this is cool. A little baseball and barbecue. It all goes hand in hand, and the competitiveness, I'm sure, is part of something that you enjoyed, Drew, getting to when you got started in this and seeing all these studs that were around you, obviously cooking, right?
Right.
yeah, and so when I was saying Drew's a minimalist, Drew shared the story about cooking on a drum, for a contest there. So tell the rest of the folks what I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah. So I get this a lot, but I decided to recreate what I guess Tim and Brad did many years ago. They did a contest on one gateway drum each, and I was actually at that contest and witnessed it and saw them, and they were having a good time with it, and just kind of knew that was always something I wanted to try someday. And I don't know, it was probably 2 or 3 years ago. I was getting a little burnout and just doing the same routine week in, week out. And I told my wife I always want to try it. And we just picked out a contest that, may not have had one of the larger payouts. So it was kind of a lessen the risk of it. And I told her, hey, I'm going to go up there and cook it. And sure enough, there was a lot of people trying to get that last jack draw. A lot of good teams in the Kansas City area, the ones that I respect a lot. And I got to walk away with the GC that day, and the look on their faces when they called me for GC was worth everything.
And what was that setup at the time? You said it.
That was one gateway drum.
One gateway drum.
Yeah. All
right.
4 categories, one drum.
Let's talk about how you manage that. That's impressive. One gateway drum for 4 30-minute turn-ins.
Yeah. So I think I had a flat, and obviously a small one as I could still use, and I think I had 3 pork collars, 2 racks of ribs, and 8 thighs. I knew space would be crucial, and I tried to get the big meats done as quick as I could. And at one time for about 15 minutes, I had all 4 meats going at one time using two racks there.
That's insane. That's pretty cool. But you set out to do that, right? And that's the one you chose to go and do. The Kansas area one. That's pretty badass. So did you take this knowledge and decide to apply it? Because now that he calls you the minimalist, is that what's your setup like now?
Yeah. So I kind of took the reins from Eric Lee, just using a canopy, and I've got a Jambo. And a lot of times now I'm hauling a can with me, but that's it. No electricity, no lights, no electric knife, nothing electric or battery powered, except for I've got a little blower just in case the fire gets a little low. But I'm as one table, maybe 2 coolers. I fit everything in the back of my truck, and that's the minimalist setup. That's all you need to win.
Apparently so.
And sometimes it's his tailgate, right?
Right. Like it. It's Smoke on the Shores. I didn't even put the canopy up. I had the shade of a camper next to me, and I just had my table and smoker out, and the weather was perfect. I am a little vulnerable when it comes to wind and storms, which last
Right.
year seemed to be the worst year of that. But yeah, doesn't take a whole lot to win. And I love seeing all these big trailers out there trying to, I don't know if y'all hide. I don't know what y'all do in your trailers. I've never had one.
We have our trailer for our dog. Let's be honest.
What we do in our trailer is a whole different thing now. Don't we have we have a king size bed, a full shower, full bathroom,
and Daisy has a bed.
I mean, I just don't hate on us because I get I'm just kidding.
That shower, that's the only thing I'd want a trailer for, is that shower.
Yeah,
the shower's nice at a contest.
We do have bounce houses though at Smoke on the Shore. So
well, there you go.
Hey Drew, we will always have wind and the storm and wind.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
That was pretty bad. Yeah.
Well, Eric, go ahead. You can ask anything you'd like at the moment if you're.
Yeah. So when we were talking with Drew there, so Drew kind of explained his setup. David and Joelle, I'll let you guys kind of explain your setup. I know you're a little bit different than Drew. You don't like to share, so you roll with more than one cooker there.
We do. We have 12 cans that we run off, and it's not 12. We were 4, actually down to 3 cans now, because we're just kind of we're minimalist. We have 3 cans. It's great. No, we work out of a toy hauler. It kind of fits our needs with a king size bed and all that good stuff. Look,
I wanted a bathroom.
She did,
and Daisy wanted a bed.
We used to have a box trailer, and when Joelle threatened to use a 5-gallon bucket to use the restroom, I said, "We're out. We got to upgrade this bad boy, and we're getting ourselves a sure enough bona fide bathroom." But yeah, we cook on cans, 5 cans, and it works out pretty good right now. It's kind of we're doing 4, and it's like, okay, we're wasting charcoal at some point, but it's this extra space inside is nice. We don't run the air conditioning when we're doing the finishing, everything from 12 to 1:30. So it's hot as blazes in that thing, in our trailer. But as soon as that 1:30, I kick that air conditioner on, it feels great. So get a little funky in there with people sweating.
It works for us too, though, because I work remotely, so we can be out. Like I can have literally driven the rig in and set up. Especially at the Royal, I'll go out a week beforehand, and I'll work out of the trailer. Literally, he flies in, and then we go from there. It's kind of bougie barbecue life.
It's great.
Talent flies is how we say on the show. Talent
That's
flies.
exactly right. That's the way I feel about it.
She is hauling shot. Okay.
So when we go to Vegas with Drew next year, you see he's going to be driving out, right? I'm going to be following Drew and Chelsey.
We can convoy.
David's just going to fly in. His little bougie self, and it's Mark. I've seen this. Yes, you have, Mark. Yes, like holding a spot for the rig. But yes, Drew. I'll be following Drew and Chelsey out, and David will come in when he feels the need to be there.
David needs to hold classes on how he's got this arranged, how he set this up over the years, and
fairness is because he loves doing it too. I probably love it more. So whatever keeps him happy and keeps doing it, then I'll just keep it going.
Look, Joelle's no country girl. She don't mind getting behind an F-250 and pulling something until she drags a sewer hose for 30 miles down the road and just ruins it. Doesn't tell me, and so then I dump the
I did tell you before
water.
you dumped it. I told you before I dumped it. In fairness,
I do.
Nothing like driving through downtown Kansas City on your way because you want to get first in line to go into the Royal. And truckers are like honking the horn at 4:30 in the morning. You're like, why are they honking at me? Like, what's going on? And then I pull up and park outside the entrance. And yes, the sewer hose apparently didn't clamp it. It was dragging behind the trailer. So
it's ridiculous.
Not to bring it back to Wes, but Wes said, don't tell David. I said, I have to tell David because when he goes to dump the septic, which I have been known not to do, I need to give him fair warning. So there's that.
You got to give him at least a job. So let him dump it. Let him
come on.
I'm in charge of shit and picking up trash. That's all.
Shit and trash. All good. Daddy Dutch, she picks out the meats, preps everything except the briskets, makes injections and sauces, drives the rig.
She walks the boxes as well.
And I make the boxes.
Look, I mean, okay, we get real here. Okay, never mind. She doesn't lie.
We're just messing with you. But
David is working on playing the guitar, though.
I am.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's good stuff.
Very nice. Well, let's talk about the big event that Eric and his crew put on. It sounds like it was a wonderful event that happened. Smoke on the Shores, third weekend in March every year, and you already got the date set for next year.
That's it.
And he'll have his banner up there. But
Drew
100
will have his banner up there.
Drew will have his banner up there. Look at these. Look at this, man. That is a nice deal, Kith and Kin, right there. I saw a guitar. There's a guitar. Look, there's the family.
I'm excited. Somebody earlier mentioned South Haven in Mississippi. Yeah, we call that Drew Haven because he just comes in here and throws it down. But
he dominates that. Yeah, David is about.
It's pretty awesome to be on the stage with the two of them because they're my God, fantastic cookers.
David's taking some in the comments right now, but it's all good.
But I will have to say about the contest, because Eric is not going to say it, or if he is, he's going to be. It is. We've been done it for years. It's a fantastic event. Like, he talks about all the things, but the way they take care of the teams, I mean, it truly is our favorite contest. And them hosting the KCBS Invitational, we know we're going to go in there and be taken care of and not want for anything. And quality minus the locusts last year, the cicadas. But, there's always going to be some weird weather thing at some point in time. But outside of that, they really, really, really do a great job.
And they make it look easy.
Yes.
Like, I always joke around with Jason, like, he never looks stressed. And he's throwing on a 170-something team contest. And that dude's just walking around acting like it's a nice spring day and he doesn't have a care in the world. They throw on, a cook for the teams that arrive on Thursday. They got breakfast for you. They got a great swag bag. They got the best trophies. And I mean, it just makes it look so easy.
That's great. Question for Eric here: with that many teams, how difficult is it, and how do you prep for getting that many judges out there? Because each team, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, needs a certified judge, right?
Yeah, and so thanks for bringing that up. I'll give you kind of a couple little things that may be a key for your audience members that want to put on a contest, because obviously there's a lot that goes on before that you get there and then after that you leave if you're either a judge or a competitor. And we have no shortage of our challenges that we have. But as Drew and Joelle both said, we try to make it look easy. We are overly critical amongst ourselves, and everybody that work with us, they know that we try to be perfectionists because we want it to be the best experience for all of our teams, all of our judges, all of our reps, anybody that comes to Smoke on the Shores. We want you to have an amazing time because we want you to come back next year. So we go out there and mark all of our spots, and you guys may have seen if you follow us on our social media that we had some little photos and stuff that were happening. And we did that the weekend prior to Smoke on the Shores. That Sunday, we had some torrential storms that come through. I think they come across the entire U.S. As we say here in the South, that was a gully washer. And we have the spray chalk that we mark the spots. Well, it rained so hard, we got to do it all over again 2 days later after that all come through. But, hey, it's like riding a bike, man. You just roll with the punches and then you go on. So Thursday night, we had our catfish dinner, and we had prepared for maybe 100 to 200 people coming in. I think we had about 350 people that attended, whether it be judges, volunteers, teams, etc. So it was a cool event, and the catfish was prepared by judges. And so it was kind of a little about face to where that I have some of my fellow judges to come out and they cook for that. And it's a cool event. We do hush puppies, fries, catfish, and then we provide the non-alcoholic beverages from Smoke on the Shores, and everybody comes out and has a good time. Friday night, we have our one meat challenges. Springer Mountain Farms does a chicken challenge that we put on, and then Allegiance Performance Food Group has a rib challenge that we do. And two of our folks there, that's our guest tonight, actually got to come in and judge on Friday night. And the Rib Queen, who has come out and won that thing, and we had probably 80 or 90 folks that participated in that rib challenge, and I was kind of surprised. I told her, and David even picked up on it in my emails to all of my fellow judges. He's like, man, that's like a backhanded compliment, but I'll take it here, because I was so shocked that they weren't going to cook the thing, that they were coming in there to judge. And so kind of a question here that I'll let you follow up on, Joelle. Did you guys, or both of you, did you pick up on anything in your experience from judging on that Friday night, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent? And just as we go on, to talk about the contest and just some of the other things to make it work smoothly, we've got a lot of people that support us behind the scene. Most of the people just see Jason and I. Brandy, his wife, she does a lot of the communication with the teams and stuff behind the scenes. My wife and daughter came out, and then a lot of Jason's friends. We got a good crew that really support us to make it happen. So can't take all of the accolades, even though that you recognize the hat and you recognize Jason Cole. So, but again, much love to everybody that comes year in and year out. And one question for Drew here, since I can put him on the spot, Rob. He said that he was going to keep coming until he won the thing. So, Drew, are you going to come back, brother?
I'm coming back next year.
There we go.
One more.
Three-peat. He's a three-peat.
Three-peat?
No, he went three-peat.
No, he was South Haven three-peat. So
gotcha.
He'll be a three-peater.
Very nice. Are you going to do like a raise the banner ceremony and just have it?
We should
have Drew actually, pull it up to the rafters.
Thursday night.
Yeah, so each year we try to step it up just a little bit better than we did. So the banners were something that we did for 10. So the awards, when we called our GCs up there, so we had confetti cannons and streamers that we shot off. And so if you saw the picture with Drew up there, you saw a lot of that hanging from in behind there, and then all the streamers and stuff. So
beautiful. This is, man, what a great event, man. What a great event. As cook, I guess he asked you a question, Joelle, about the
Joelle and David about the judging Friday night.
About the judging, yeah.
Well, first of all, I would say we were thrilled to death to judge. I mean, we had done the judges started class a year or so ago at the Jack. They do a class right before the Jack, so we did it. So we were happy to participate, which is honestly why we did it. We weren't sure about David's schedule from work. So believe it or not, I said, we'll just, his job has changed. So we didn't really want to commit to cooking. So it's like, let's commit to judging, because then there's less stress on me. And did I learn anything? Yes. First of all, I would say the attention to detail that they put on the judges was impressive to see and refreshing. And
can you elaborate on that? What do you mean by that?
Just reinforcing all the things that you learn through not only your training, but the things that we understand as a competitor, like what they're supposed to be doing, like reinforcing that. I mean, people are people. You're always going to have humans doing what humans do, but just reinforcing what we understand as a team, like what we're supposed to be judged on, which was good. And I will say I really appreciate the fact that they don't have the judges pack lunch boxes. I mean, we all, KCBS, people on the call may or may not be aware of it. But I mean, there is that little thing of people show up with their coolers to take all the food from the grazing table or whatever home. And they set this expectation. You're here to judge. We want you to take a good bite of meat to give every team fair representation. So you're not taking food home. And I love that, because we're not there to give you food to take home. We're there to compete, and we want you to take the best bite possible of the food that's presented to you by all the teams. So from Smoke on the Shores, in terms of how they handle the judges' expectations, I think as a team, we really appreciated hearing that and seeing that.
I mean, Rob, I'll just add that I think the teams I think the judges are taking it very seriously. I was interesting, as cliquey as we are as barbecue contestants and teams, they are as well as judges. And it's so funny. They got their own little groups that they hang out with, and there are some folks in there that might be eaters and not judges as much. But the table I was at, I mean, they gave their sheet to their rep to sign off on how many contests they've done, and they were taking it super seriously. And they asked me questions. And I asked them questions. It was very, very good feedback. And I was like, I thought this was good. And they said, well, that may be a little dry and that may be a little overcooked. And I was like, nah. And in my opinion, it's not, or maybe a little oversauced, or this. And it's funny because they said, we thought you'd be overly critical of the judge of the meat. And I was like, I'm really not. I mean, I thought everything I had was really good. I mean, there's a few things that are a little undercooked to the rib side, but and the good thing for me was on my table I had thighs, legs, and wings for the chicken entry. So I got to kind of taste the full gamut and get everybody's interest and say, hey, do you like wings? Do you like the legs? Do you like thighs?
Yeah.
Kind of deal. So I was at a really good table. And honestly, one of the ladies on my table is from Idaho, and I know Eric knows exactly who it was because he invited them, her and his wife, to her husband to the contest years ago when he was out there, and they were great. And you want to think that okay, her flavor profile is so different than ours, and her scores are spot on with my scores. So it wasn't as if she needed something special to make her give nines and for a scorecard. It was KCBS judging, and she went right by the book. It was great.
And so Rob, so real quick, what we say at Smoke on the Shores, David and Joelle both hit on that. We want the judges to be focused on the job at hand, and the job at hand is you're there to judge. You're not there, to eat a bunch of food and just fill your cooler up and take it home. And so we want people, and we tell them up front, hey, this is the commitment that you're signing up for. We're going to take care of you. You're going to get a T-shirt like what I've got here on, and then we're going to give the judges a cool swag bag as well. And, everybody that we have, the judges come from 31 states and 4 countries.
Wow.
So, and we don't select every judge, and we don't want every judge. Not that every judge is a bad judge, but we want the best of the best. And we work hard to get those. So we comb through hundreds of applicants, and it's it's an ever changing moment.
We love our judges. We can't do this without them, right? So there are some ones I'm always amazed. I do 3 or 4 KCBS on a good year. Do the Royal. Well, there's 2 there. I do the Open and the Invitational, and then the Danny Deese Memorial Classic, which is a big deal here down in Texas. Hopefully you guys can come down for that one. That was a great Texas event that Jen Lee, she's in the comments. She does a wonderful job. Eric comes down and he's a part of that as well. But what I am, sometimes seeing is you mentioned they're professional, right? But a lot of these judges are really proud. They're wearing all their pins and their stuff like that. And they're just, it's a big deal. David kind of mentioned it. They have their groups as well. It is, Drew, how do you handle something like that if you see casual judges, or if they're a little more proud to be a judge type deal? Does it affect you in any way, or is it something that you think about?
Somebody that puts their all in whatever they're doing, whether if it's cooking, judging, repping, whatever they're doing. But at the end of the day, too, they're people. We've got cooks out there that are just there to have a good time. There's probably some judges out there that are just there to have a good time, and I'm not gonna try to judge them off of what they're doing as long as they're not throwing 6s across the board out there at us.
Before we get talking about the actual cook, Eric, can you kind of run down as cooks maybe what we're not privy to, like what is told to the judges as they come in the room, and what they're kind of basically instruction? They were all trained, right? They're certified, so they've been through the training. But what kind of reminders are y'all giving them? You kind of mentioned one already, but
yeah, so you get a lot of communication even before that you get there to actual judging. And at Smoke on the Shores, we try to over communicate to our folks, even where that you park. Man, you park here, we shuttle you to the door. You're going to come in line this way. You're going to come around, and this is how the whole process will work. If you deviate from that process, you may not be happy at the end of the day, but we're going to go and we're going to adhere to the process as best as we possibly can. So once those judges come in, they will draw their chip with the chip draw to determine where that they're seated. They'll go find their seat. We're telling them when they need to be back for the judges meeting. Our judges meeting is a long meeting. We have a a lot of information that we cover as a part of that. And we make sure, number one, you're here to do a job, and that job is serious. We want you to take it serious, just like the teams that are out there. We're not trying to influence you on what your scores are, but you give every team a fair shake, and you stay consistent throughout that process. We encourage the judges, like what we said with David and Joelle, to make sure that they communicate with the fellow judges at the table. We tell them after the contest is over to go back and log on to KCBS, log into the portal and see how that you stacked up against the fellow folks at your table, because it's just like teams. Everybody has got to start somewhere. You keep learning, and the best way to do this, whether it's fortunately or unfortunately, is to keep doing it and practice makes perfect. And just getting the feedback from fellow judges, that's also going to help you, because again, the judges are barbecue family as well. I probably spend the majority of my time on that side of the coin versus on the other side, but I'm somewhat of a unicorn in the sense to where that I'm probably out there from a judge perspective more on both sides than you see. The judges, they take everything serious. They know where to take their bites. They know what their training is. If they're not adhering to the process, we rely on our reps to come back and give us feedback to whether they talk to them or we talk to them, meaning that if your scores are not lining up, you're deviating from table averages, we consider that outliers. So we'd encourage you to either give us feedback on why that you may have scored something a certain way, or to go back and take some refresher classes, because everybody has started the game at different points. A lot of your judges have been doing this for a while, but there's some new judges that are coming into it that don't have 100 or 200 or 400 contests up underneath there. So
that is great, and I love the fact that y'all give them, and you just kind of mentioned some of them start at a different time. So, I don't know how often they have to go back. Do they have to go back once you're certified? Is there a 5-year limit? Yeah. You got to go back and redo it or whatnot, and then one thing you also said that I did not know, I guess maybe I should have known, but as a judge, we all have our KCBS number. I know y'all do as well. The judges do. So they can go in and see, like you just mentioned, as like a cook can, and see, what table they were on and rate themselves. That is awesome. That is really neat. And that's good.
And we call fellow judges out, because if somebody comes and the table captain, they'll see all the scores from the 6 judges that are at their table. And if somebody is super low every time, and even myself, if I'm serving in that role, I'll tell them, but I'll tell them in a manner to where it's constructive criticism, because if they don't know a lot of times, they're not going to try to change or get better. And you tell them, say, man, I hope that you enjoyed that meal that you got today, because everything that you did didn't count. And that gets their attention. Like, what do you mean it didn't count? At CBS, we drop the lowest scored judge at every table. And if you're that judge that continues to get dropped, none of your scores counted, man, they take that personally. And I would too. And at the end of the day, again, everybody's got to start somewhere. And we were talking about how to improve and refresher and stuff. KCBS has a program called the Cup. It's continuing education for judges. Somebody could have been a certified judge 15, 20 years ago, and a lot of stuff has changed. And so KCBS tells you how to take your bite, where to take your bite, so forth and so on. So there's so much stuff, and we try to keep everybody abreast to it with all the changes that are happening. That way that you think about where competition barbecue was 20 years ago and the type of food and how much better that it's become. Now you pull into a parking lot, Smoke on the Shores, we had 50 plus teams that could have won that thing.
Yeah. That's great. I was actually chilling this weekend watching some old, the barbecue pitmasters smoked when they had Myron, Ernest Cervantes. They had, oh my gosh, who else was on that? Big Mo or Stump. Anyway, some of these guys that are well-known cooks, and you just mentioned times have changed. Like some of the boxes that they were presenting would not fly now, as far as, just from the quality and the information, classes, everything that we now have access to. Back in 14 or 15 when this show was filmed, there was no, you could probably find that on a forum somewhere maybe back in the day, but nothing like, the information wasn't out there readily. There shows like this weren't around, right? So that you can see a box or see something like that to help you improve. But yeah, if you were a judge back then, it's completely, the game has changed big time since then.
Yeah, we had that conversation actually at the Royal with the judge after the contest, like going and cooking with the team again. Remember, because he had not cooked with the team in many a year, and the equipment has changed, and the technique has changed, and the flavor profiles have changed a little bit, I think, accordingly. But it's like, go back in. This is somebody who loves to cook as well. It's like, you need to go cook with the team again. As part of your judging thing, just to see how people are cooking, because it's changed. Just even the last 5 years, it's changed a lot. At least in KCBS, it has.
Well, this was some good judging talk. As cooks, we kind of need to know what y'all guys hear in the room to prevent. We're seeing not a lot, but you obviously want to avoid the tables of death, right? And get on them angel tables.
Right.
It's a win-win, right? Or a win-lose type thing.
You're right. I mean, Rob, we say it. You still have to turn in good product. Some of the contests, the tables are what they are, and Drew said it. Like, people are people, right? Humans are human. You're going to have a human element to it, but you still have to turn in at the end of the day a good product that you feel like that's the best you could do for that contest, right? So
perfect. Can we talk trends, like for chicken, for example? What are some of the trends that you guys are seeing, and maybe what did y'all start off cooking, and then has it changed versus legs, thighs, wings, whatever it may be? Like Drew, you hadn't said much in a while because I haven't asked you anything, but what did you start off as far as chicken, and is that still the game for you right now? Are you doing something different or anything like that?
So I've evolved a little bit. Starting off, it was just thighs. That's the only thing I knew to try to use. And I'll be honest with you, in my first couple contests, I turned in 165-degree finished thighs because I thought, before
chicken's done at 165.
Yeah, I thought, we want to keep this moist. We don't want to overcook it, so I'm going to keep it as close to that magical number as we can. And that was 15 years ago. We'd get a call every once in a while, but that was always one of our weaker categories. Now I just laugh. I'd love to try a thigh at 165. I have no idea what that actually tastes like now.
Eric does.
When you're cooking your own chicken at home, you're like, whoa.
Yeah. And then I've done the wings. I've done there was I think after we got a call at the Jack, having to cook wings or white meat there, I started running wings a lot. A lot of times doing wings and thighs. I've turned in a box with legs and thighs. And it didn't kill me. I did three legs, 3 thighs. I thought that would it was kind of another one of those experiment contests. It was at the end of the year at BBQ up in Kansas City, and I wasn't chasing any chicken points. And I think we finished 12th in a decent field. And in my mind, I thought, well, if judges want one or the other, why not give them both and let them decide which piece they take? And I might try that box again one day. But here recently, it's been a lot of legs for me, and it was legs at Nashville a couple weekends ago.
Legs look pretty. Yeah, they look pretty. The thighs, we see them. We've always seen them, right? KCBS, thighs. Legs just look pretty cool in a box, I feel like. How about you guys? Did y'all start off with thighs as well?
We shouldn't say this, honestly. We were always a thigh team, 100%. Never. Wait
a minute. And Eric loves little pillows. Little thigh pillows.
Yeah. And look, and I like thighs. I like to eat thighs. I mean, it's my go-to, but I like thighs. But honestly, this was our first ever leg cook.
Wow.
What? Wow.
And we perfect wings. It was a shocker.
Perfect legs.
I mean legs rather. And it was perfect legs, and it was like, what did we just do? What happened here?
He was so excited. He's like, I got it. Like, just turned in chicken. He goes, I got to take this over to Paul with me
we took
and have him taste it. I'm like,
Yeah.
David, we're in the middle of turning. They're in the middle of turning. Like, get to ribs. He's like, no, I got to have Paul taste it right now.
we took their class,
He
and,
was so
and
excited.
I'll give all the accolades to Paul and Lynn.
Yeah.
It was their recipe, and it was phenomenal. It was like, wow, what did we just do here? Did I think they were worthy of a 180?
We just thought they were great.
They
We
were
thought
really
they were
good.
good. We were like, oh, these are good.
Yeah, they're really, really good. And I was like, okay, maybe they'll do something. And for them to do what they did, I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, so we can only go down from there.
Yeah.
So were y'all first place?
Yeah. Perfect. So
Wow.
Perfect. Yeah.
That's pretty solid. Perfect. First time cooking legs for the contest there.
Yeah. And all go downhill.
All it means is that they're really not that hard to cook. I mean, anybody can do it. I mean, what's the big deal? Drew.
Come on, Drew, get with the program.
Yeah, you mentioned times. I feel like thighs now are all over 200. Feels, I don't know if that's the same. Wings, same way. It feels like everything is over 200 unless you're cooking a breast, because then you don't want to go that high. But yeah, it just seems like to be the number. I don't know if that's still true for you guys that are doing it each and every weekend and week out. But here in Texas, I don't know if you know, but we can do thighs now. We can do legs. We can do wings. We can do half chickens with the wings and stuff like that. So in the CBA, not all the organizations.
But are
doing
most
it that
people
way.
doing half chickens?
I feel like still there's a lot of good teams that are winning with legs, winning with thighs and wings, kind of what Drew mentioned earlier. But I still feel like half chickens are still king in Texas. But it's changing. You know, the more the judges see different things, it's not such a shocker when they open a box and see.
Yeah, and that's kind of
wings.
like it was with KCBS. Like there's I don't know when it was, but it seemed to be a big wave of legs, and then you just started noticing these certain teams that they're known for legs. They started just killing it. And I even felt like thighs had a little mini resurgence. And right now, I don't know what judges are seeing mostly, but I'd have to guess it's probably 60% thighs or 50% thighs, 40% legs, and 10% wings.
Okay.
Like on my table, I'll say, Drew, on my table in Lebanon, you had a different experience. I'm trying to remember. I had one or two legs, and the other four were thighs.
Mm-hmm.
But I had judges at the table that said afterwards, when we could actually talk, we love legs. Like they love what they love, right? And it's not that that's that human element to it. It's not that they're not trained to judge thighs versus legs. You're still trained on the same thing. But when you eat something that you love, like, oh my gosh, I love to bite into a leg, I just automatically makes it so that they're going to just, I think naturally just like it more and then judge it differently than a thigh. That's just my thoughts.
I think that change that Drew mentioned was the barbecue league that Reagan, when he did, I'm sure y'all have seen that video. When Reagan did the leg video, I feel like a lot of people really took that opportunity, and now they have knowledge to do a leg. You know, he's talking about cutting tendons and doing all kinds of different things. And it looks a lot easier, and it is a lot easier than trimming and scraping and doing all the other shit that we do to thighs.
Trim. I mean, I'll trim thighs, but I hate it.
It's so much easier. And Drew knows. I mean,
I'm the opposite though. I could trim a thigh 5 times as fast as I could trim a leg. My legs,
Really?
I trimmed them this afternoon. It's a solid 45 minutes to an hour to get me 16 legs. I could knock out thighs in probably 30, 35 minutes.
Really?
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I could trim a thigh in my sleep. I've trimmed so many of those.
Good to know.
That is like
There's work to be done on Team Going here.
for rooks that don't do a lot of them. That's a process.
And
In fact,
I'm that's not the norm. Most people love trimming legs, and Reagan has a phenomenal video. I don't do what he does, but it's so easy to trim them the way he trims them, and they will score.
Yeah, and I like I said, I think that's when that kind of change that you kind of mentioned as far as that shift. And now as a judge, Eric, I'm sure it's not maybe back then it was probably a little different, right? A lot of thigh, and then a couple legs, they were the outlier, and now they're, like you mentioned, 60-40 possibly.
Yeah, especially in the South, you're seeing more legs. And what Joelle was saying, with a lot of the judges saying they like them, it's easy for them. Chicken and ribs are a messy category, especially in KCBS. with the sauce aspect. That thing's got a built-in handle on it. So in KCBS, they tell you where to take your bite from the meatiest portion of each of those proteins. Well, it's pretty easy where the meatiest portion of the chicken leg is. You hold that thing up, boom. You're going into that versus, do I take my bite from this side of the thigh, or do I turn it and I take my bite from this side of the thigh?
And now that y'all are leg professionals, David and Joelle, isn't it? I would think as somebody that you have less of a risk of that skin falling off a leg than you do falling off a thigh, and it's probably nothing that y'all think about anymore, but it's always like, make sure it's bite through skin and all of that. But I feel like with a leg, because it's still attached, right? It's gonna
what you see on the legs, Rob, is the skin will draw back, pull off of the top of it, and so you can paint it to where that you're not going to notice that near as much, but it won't cover the entire portion of the leg. And even some really good teams that will turn those in will turn that leg and position it in the box to where you're seeing the skin on the top, and maybe what's laying down is still got some meat showing where that heat has drew that back, depending on what the size. If you go chicken, leg quarters, and you keep, as you guys say, sacrifice so you can save the skin, then you can get that full coverage.
All right, let's skip ahead. It was great chicken talk, by the way. Great job. Let's skip ahead to ribs. Ribs are ribs, right? What, y'all don't talk recipes or nothing, but what is a KCBS temperature to pull your rib at? Here in Texas, I hear a lot of guys taking the 213, 214. I know that's like crazy to you guys, just because our judges are fork and knife, right? And hopefully we don't want them to use the knife. You just want them to kind of dig the fork in there and take a bite of it and let it pull off the bone. KCBS is different. They're handling it. They're picking it up. They're biting through, as like Eric mentioned, right in the center there. 208. That seems like the I don't know if that's still a good number for nowadays, but I guess it depends on the rib itself, how much meat is on that bone.
Guy and offset guy, so here we go. We got a good.
This is different.
Right.
But Drew cooks on cans too, though, and Drew is the rib king.
So for me, it's all feel. Like I could turn in ribs at 207 to 212, so it's all a feel. It's because in my mind, if I'm probing a rib that's let's say 1.5 inches thick on a thick rib, how do I know the end of that probe is right in the middle? Like if I am 1/4 inch off one way or the other, that temperature is going to vary a little bit. So I'm not as confident that any of us can be consistent week in, week out of probing that rib perfectly. So I'm always going off a feel and off the tenderness.
I would agree with Drew. I also took his rib class, so there you go. So this is the master.
There you go. Of course, you're going to agree.
He taught me feel. That was a lot of my questions when we did his class. He did a joint class with Rooters at the same place where Smoke on the Shores is. It was a fantastic class, but I was talking a lot about feel because I was always a prober on my ribs, and really taking confidence in the feel piece of it, I think, is what changed our rib game for sure.
Yeah.
And I'll still probe them, or David will probe them because he's like, well, let me, I rarely look at temperature though. It really is about feel because they'll change because we cook Prairie Fresh Prime. Sometimes we'll cook Prairie Fresh Natural, and it is different. The tip can be a little bit different when I was temping them. So if I just go by feel, I feel like I'm a bit more consistent.
Yeah,
I think Drew had a good point. If you put that probe in a little too far, you may be getting into the juice below the probe, and you may be getting into the wrong temperature. So yeah, I have no idea. If you were saying what temperature, I have no clue. I don't even look at that thing anymore. That's what the feel is going into the meat. Or
it's 2.8 to 212, if that gives you nothing.
There you go. There you go. Perfect. If you guys have questions for our guests tonight, Drew Davis, RazorRacks BBQ, Joelle, David from Kith and Kin, of course, Eric, little Gringo, put them in the comments and I will make sure to ask them. I am asking questions that I feel that our viewers want to know, like,
as far as that you're taking a class.
Eddie's, I feel like Rob is taking a class. I'm asking questions for the Gooder gang. People that, we do KCBS. We don't do a whole bunch of them. Chris Davis is in the comment. He does quite a bit of them. Peter Armendariz And Eddie's traveled quite a bit and done quite a few KCBS. We got Bourbon and Blues Barbecue. He's been on the show before.
And they're big chicken cooks.
Yeah.
They won the Springer Mountain at Smoke on the Shores, but I've always known them as big chicken cooks. Backyard moved up, like great team.
Drew, are you flexing those ribs to get your feel before you even open up the foil?
So I've noticed that now. So it's not really I can slide a hand underneath them when I'm taking them out of the Jambo, and I can kind of get an assessment there. That kind of lets me know if I'm in the ballpark. Like there's been a time or two where I can tell like I don't even need to check those yet.
Yep. It's when they're fat. Drew, you probably do the same thing. Like when I talk about meat selection on Friday, like we have a freezer full of ribs. I'm going through there and checking my ribs and making sure they're all relatively the same thickness, right? But you'll sometimes get that thick fat rib, right? That kind of steers you maybe a little wrong, like when you're checking them. But for the most part, you know, or if it's I've trimmed it down.
You just got to know that one that's thicker, and knowing that you may have to push it a little harder, and it may have a different feel to it.
This is a great conversation. Let's move it along to pork.
We're out.
Eric, we're out. Eric, what are you seeing turned in pork? You know, as far as a box perspective, you know, are you seeing is bacon? And I remember I was talking with Mark Lambert, and this was before COVID at the Royal, probably 18 or 19, so quite a ways away, quite a bit away. And he said, "Do you mind if I trim my pork in front of him?" I'm like, "Hell no." You mind if I sit here and watch you? And and at the time he was telling me that you're not walking without bacon at the time. So I don't know if that's still true or not, but as far as the boxes, you know, are people getting away with monies? You know, I don't think pulled pork is doing very well in a KCBS event, but
you'll be surprised.
Okay, great. That's why we're here. Right. What are we seeing as far as teams turning in, and what is a must? And I'll do the same question to our guest as well, Drew, Joelle and David. You know, what in y'all's mind do y'all have to turn in if you're able to, right? Obviously you're not turning in something that doesn't hit your marks, but go ahead and speak on that.
Right after COVID, bacon become really popular. And we mentioned this earlier with the barbecue league. There were some folks that went out and did some videos with the barbecue league, and then they were running that bacon week in and week out, and it was hitting. As you know, that there is just that small layer of meat between that fat, and it's like a tube. It's so hard with it not being exposed to pump a ton of flavor in there, with it being in between those layers of fat. And so a lot of times you're getting your flavor at the very end on the finishing aspect with your sauce and your rub that you're working into it. So the bacon aspect, and I say this and because my judges are the best in the business out there. So if I've got any judges watching, you know, I'm team judge, you know, for all of you, but most of the judges have no clue where that your pulled is coming from a lot of times. You know, as I said, I'm a unicorn. I've seen it enough to where that I can pick up on it. Obviously, I'm not perfect, but the bacon is slowly going away from that being turned in. However, pulled is still predominant in about 40% of your turn-in boxes that you see. That pulled is just coming from different areas within the box. At one point, you saw a lot of teams that were using that horn meat that I would call the darker meat that's underneath that bone.
Tender,
man, you know, and just a lot of flavor that you could chunk into that. And then now I'm seeing more tubes being used, or even some money muscles that are shredded up to have your pulled that they're getting out of that. But still the predominant piece is the money muscle, because in KCBS compared to CBA or any of the other sanctioning bodies, you can go in and take some of everything that's in the box as long as there's enough for every one of the judges at the table. So if you've got some chunks, if you got some monies, and if you got some pulled, those judges are pulling all of that out. And I say this religiously to all of the teams that ask me to try their pork, especially. If you have one that doesn't measure up to the other, don't try to shove the square peg in the round hole and just try to make it. Look, if it's not your day, live to fight another day and put your best product that you've got in the box. And I know that it's so hard for people, especially if you're OCD with building a certain box. You're like, man, my layout is this, and then, you know, I need this to go here. How do I compensate? And there's a lot of ways to build a box creative on the fly, just giving what the box gives you or what the actual cook gives you to put in the box. And so bacon's going away. In my opinion, you're still seeing it just a little bit, but more of your pulled is coming from your tubes, and then some other you'll see is probably coming from monies.
All right, Drew, how about you, man? What's your game plan? What is your? You said what do you cook? How many are you cooking, and what are you cooking as far as pork is concerned?
So now I'm cooking 3 butts and a collar.
Okay. 3 butts and a
collar. I have a hard time throwing meat away before the contest. I can throw it after the contest away, but before, it just pains my heart to trim every butt down to a collar or just a money muscle.
Right.
But kind of what Eric said, like, you've got to put the best meat in the box. Be very critical of what you're trying. Like, I'm trying every single money muscle, and I'm trying to determine, okay, has I got the texture, has it got the flavor, and what's the size of it? You know, some of those smaller money muscles, they'll kind of fall apart on you. They'll have maybe a little more connective tissue in there that just separates it into those 3 different muscles that make up the money muscle. So
right.
I'm looking at the integrity of it as well. And then like Eric said too, I think it was 3 weekends ago, our first contest of the year, my pork was not good. It just didn't turn out. I had to kind of just go to a very rudimentary box where I just had 6 slices, the best slices I could get. And I put some pulled in the box as well, and it didn't kill me. I didn't get a call, but I think I finished 12th. But I'm not going to put something in that box that I'm not proud of, and that I'm going to give a judge a chance to taste and give me a bad score for.
Great. Same question, you guys. What are y'all looking to turn in?
Man, we did, out of 15 contests we did last year, we probably cooked 15 different recipes in pork last year. It was terrible. I mean, it wasn't terrible. We actually did pretty well in pork, but we were all over the map. And I would say that money muscles is our first choice, and we try to do pulled, and we'll pull the pulled.
Well, we do bacon.
Yeah, bacon, and we'll do tubes, but we never turn them in. We prepare them to do it, and when it gets down to it, I just don't ever feel confident enough that these tubes are where we need. And also, we need a little Gringo in the trailer during pork turn-ins to go, hey man, you're spot on, or these are terrible, because I'm not entirely sure. We've taken enough classes that we should know where we're at with pork, with pulled pork, but I just don't feel confident enough to put it in the box right now, because we did turn it in at one point 2 years ago, last year, and we got hammered. And I'm like, well, we're not doing that ever again.
I think it's just that we're cooking mostly collars, and I appreciate what you said, Drew, about wasting the meat. Like we do trim down to, we're buying collars, and we have that luxury in KCBS. Like, we can just cook basically, like, I would call it a protected money muscle, right? With just a little bit around there. But we save that meat, we'll cook it, sell it, give it to, I gave it to my carpet cleaning guy today. Like, I just people, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody wants barbecue. With that being said, we try, like, David's typically working on the money muscle, and then I take all the pieces and go through it and pull off the bacon. And it's good to hear your feedback, Eric, about the bacon. Like, I can tell by how it feels if I like it, and I'll set it aside, and a bit of the juices that are in there to kind of keep it warm. And I'm like, okay, this is good, this is good, this is good. And we'll have it. And then it's that getting ready now, right before we put it in the box, and then tasting it one more time. I'm like, no, don't put it in the box. Because by that time, it's already kind of tightened up a bit, and I don't like it. And it's not equivalent to the money muscle. Smoke on the Shores, we finished 10th in pork. We got a
10th in pork
call, and it was all money muscles. And we had six pieces? 8 pieces. Wow. And we struggled for those 8 pieces. Hey. And it goes to, other people have said it in the comments, you put in the box the best that you can put in the box. And we did not like our pork. We put in what we thought was the best, 8 pieces that we thought were good. We got a 10th place call. So not any pulled. And I'm deferring more to not doing any kind of pulled, because we're just in a bit of a struggle for us about the pulled aspect and managing it from getting too tight.
Real quick, last question to Drew on this pork. Drew, say you hit all your marks, like everything is where you want it. What's your ideal looking box for pork?
Man, you're asking for some good details here.
Oh.
Show us your box, Drew.
Are you putting it all in?
Wait a minute. I'll take a photo.
I've purposely not shown a pork box for a long, long time.
Well
I'm a big fan of, if I hit all my marks, I want to fill that box up because
Okay, there you go.
I
Enough
can't
said.
help think that a judge is going to see just a money muscle box and see my box and have a better opinion. So I'm going to try to put some pulled in there. I'm going to put as many good slices in there as well, and then I'm going to put some chunks of money muscles too. So my box is full. I don't really have to worry about garnish. Like whenever I hit all those.
All right, nice.
We will do chunks. If we have enough of our money muscles that are good, we just at Smoke on the Shores did not feel like we had it. But yeah, we'll more often than not do slices and chunks.
Drew had 14 nines out of the 15 nines. He missed a 180 by 1/8 in taste. Kith and Kin, they missed a 180 in pork by 2/8 in tenderness. And so it tells you the weighting, their score was still higher than what Drew's was. Not by much, but let me share this real quick. David walked up in ribs after they got that. The comment that they made while I'm there on the stage, he said, "Okay, this is where it ends for us."
I like it.
We got it into that honestly after chicken call. We were like, okay, we thought we had good chicken, but the rest, But
this is great conversation. It just keeps going, but we got one more category.
Sorry.
Brisket. No, you're good. No, brisket. The reason why I say it's already 9:30 and we haven't even gotten to your Mount Rushmores or anything like that, or we rate my boxes, because we've been having some really good conversation, and I'm not sure where Drew went. His phone might have died or whatever, but he'll log back in. He'll log back in if he can, I'm sure. Peter, I didn't want to oversight this one. KCBS timelines are by far the best of all sanctioning bodies, and the training of the judges. Not just anyone deserves to be a judge, regardless of sanctioning. I do love the continuing education aspect. He's speaking of that. Okay. I think we got Drew back, but real quick, we don't spend a whole bunch of time on brisket, but brisket, the only question that I had from, I think Eddie asked a question earlier. Are y'all still doing burnt ends, or did they turn into a joke when Texas started doing them?
Never do them.
I don't know that.
Never do them. I feel like people in our area of the world don't know what burnt ends are. They don't know how to take them. That's just my opinion.
Okay. And have y'all ever done pork shanks? Is a question from Braden.
No, not anymore.
Not.
We quit that after our first year.
Pig feet.
Somebody said your wife just cut the internet router. He was giving too many secrets.
Brian, probably true. Yes.
That's funny.
I didn't mean to ask you something and you're like, oh, that's too much. But I would just ask, Phil, you made it. Full boxes are, if it's all good, turn it in, right? And just like everybody said, if it's great, send it. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Lastly, y'all, congratulations on winning Grand Champion and RGC. I know, Drew, you got invited to the WBC, the World Barbecue. What is it called?
World Barbecue Cup. We both got invited to that.
Nice. Both of y'all. All right.
They've got y'all got a Christmas vacation type of theme. Is there going to be kind of a Vegas vacation type?
I think so. Drew, we're going to make it happen.
All right.
So
outfits and all. 5 cars.
What do y'all know about this contest other than it's in Vegas, possibly March, possibly Vegas as April? Oh, did they set a date?
They have a tentative date. They sounds they haven't released it yet, but they're looking at April of next year, so roughly a year from now.
Wonderful. Well, that's exciting. Can't wait to learn more about it and do that. But I'm sure that's a big deal. It's actually, they're doing a great job with this marketing, because contests that, I don't know if y'all seen, but contests that are associated with this are drawing a lot more people to do it, because everybody wants their opportunity to have a shot and going. So what does this opportunity mean to you guys? Y'all already have your ticket. It's pretty cool. Not everybody's got a ticket.
it's amazing to have it out of the way. Like, it was our number one goal this year was to try to qualify for it. And what it sounds like they're trying to do is just huge for the sport. It's huge, and it's why we're talking right now.
Right.
So if you qualify or not, try to tell everyone about it. Try to make it as big as you can, because I mean, this is a chance for barbecue to have another pitmasters type of revival.
Yes.
And this might be what does it. I know
I hope
we
so.
signed up for a couple contests, one in Minnesota, one in South Carolina, different places that we've never been, and a little out of our 6-hour window, just so that we could get another shot at possibly going. Now that we have our ticket, we're still going to go to those places, but
pressure's off.
Yeah, pressure's off, and I can just wait and celebrate for the next couple people that get invited.
That is neat.
David and I took the approach of, we'll never. That was Smokin on the Shores was the only one we were going to that was a qualifier. So we didn't even pay like a $35 pre-fee.
Well, that you say that, but the KCBS Invitational and the Royal, those are going to be qualifiers.
True. Well, we didn't know that time.
Yeah, but at the same time, we're like, when we
I got you.
planned our year out, when we planned our year out, this was it. And then I'm like, okay, now we're done. So pressure's off.
I haven't really asked y'all this, but take me through when you got your first call, when you got your second call, when you got your third call. Like, what? Like, I know I came up to y'all because I knew one, I thought y'all won.
We're
but
going
two,
to talk
like,
about this.
I just got to know, when did y'all start thinking, like, hey, we're going to Vegas?
Oh,
Vegas never entered my mind.
It really did.
It really did not.
No.
After the pork call, because we did not like our pork.
Yeah.
We moderately liked our ribs, and that's a classic cook of, if you hate your cook, you're going to do well. But I really, we loved our chicken. Thought, okay, we should get a call on chicken. We'll be disappointed if we didn't. I liked our pork ribs, hated our pork, and thought our brisket was good.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a tough field, so you don't know, right? You really don't know. So when we got the pork call, I remember sitting in my chair and I was looking at the sunset over there going, God, are you doing this to us right now? Not thinking about Vegas at all. I was thinking about winning Smoke on the Shores. Like, this isn't happening right now, God, right? Like, this is not happening. Because everybody was coming around us, right?
Oh, yeah.
I did not think about
the odds
Vegas.
on favor.
I did not think about Vegas until you said to us, we're going to Vegas, baby. And I'm like, we're going to Vegas.
Yes. Looking at these, so what did y'all call out, Eric? Top 10, top 15 this event?
Yeah, top 10. So
okay,
I just put it in the comments there. This is only the second time in Smoke on the Shores that we've had a one-call team, GC the contest. Going into the contest, Jason and I were talking. We said a high score ever was a 708 and change by Smoke Me Silly, Barbecue Hall of Famers. I think everybody knows who those guys are. They got their banner hanging up there. But if you don't have a 705 or better, you're not going to win this thing. And so that's the type of level that people were having to shoot for. And so this year, both of them eclipsed the high score that we've ever had. Kith and Kin were over 710, and Drew set it on fire with a 713, 713.1200. So
out of a possible 720, which is amazing. Kith and Kin.
It's a 180, but still a good call.
Man, we had 8 180s in chicken. Kith and Kin took that. Pretty solid. And Drew was sitting in 14th, but he didn't know it at the time. And then we had, let's go to ribs real quick. Kith and Kin, 7th place with a 177. Piglytically incorrect. Wes got a call, 9th place. And
we beat him.
Yes. Yes, you did.
Drew was second in ribs.
He did say to me when we walked
up,
can you let me have one? We're like, no, not so much.
Yeah, Drew was second with a 180. Solid. Janky leg up there. You got it, man.
And Jordan, he told me, man, he when he walked the stage, he walked 3 times. He said, brisket's going to take me out. And it is so amazing how that these pitmasters, that they know to where that they'll say, this is what's going to take us out. And sure enough, not that we're hoping that happens, but when your cook it's just humbling to see. And Jordan was telling me, he said, dude, I was that close.
Yeah. Yeah. And Wes too. I mean, I think he knew, I think it was Chicken that took him out of it. He had 2 calls, and I know when it got down to the top 4, all I was thinking like we might have a chance. Just didn't want to hear our name. And when they got down to 3, I was thinking, well, they'll call us, they'll call Wes, one of us 2, and the other one's going to Vegas. And they called Sweetmeats, which I totally forgot about them because there was a lot of 2-call teams. They got down to 2nd, and they called Kith and Kin. I think the whole place just kind of looked around like, what? Like, how did that happen? And then me and my wife are sitting there, and we're like, it's got to be us or Wes. And when Eric called her name, it was definitely one of the most exciting awards that we've ever been. We try to stay pretty calm and pretty cool, but I think I lost it there. I showed younger days.
I mean,
as you should.
And Rob, honestly, there was a bit of a snafu, I think, in the not judging and whatnot, but we were called for 4 times because we were called initially 10th for brisket, which that kind of led us to believe that with 4 calls we would, we had the thing kind of wrapped up. But it turned out there was a little bit of a KCBS snafu there, and it all turned out the way it should have turned out.
Fine.
Right,
yes.
it all turned out fine. But
fine.
I think that's why the air got sucked out of the room. Like, how could a 4-call team not be done to win this thing? It didn't make any sense. So it was all good. But I think that was a bit of the irony in the deal.
Well, real quick in pork, y'all were 10th, and of course Drew didn't know it at the time, but he was 13th. Very solid. And then in brisket, let me skip down here.
Win the table for 23rd.
Politically 4th.
With 180.
With 180, yeah.
With 180.
Oh yeah, with a 180. There you go. Great job, West. Let's see here. And RazorRacks 13th. Didn't know it at the time. So they called y'all. I guess y'all were 23rd.
Yeah. So
Solid.
we actually got called for 6th. So we thought we had 2 calls.
Oh yeah.
I replay it in my mind, like if they had the scores tabulated correctly and they had it, and we would have had a 1 call, we wouldn't have been thinking we had a chance. And Kith and Kin, everyone been thinking is Kith and Kin and Janky for 1 and 2 because they were the only 3-call teams. And then people would have done the same thing with Jordan when he got called, I think 8th or 9th overall. I think the room was a big,
Whoa.
Yeah, somebody came up to us because we got 10th. We got called for 10th place brisket, and somebody came up and said, if Janky doesn't get a call, you guys got this. And I'm like, quit talking to us. Like,
that's the worst. Yeah. Get out of here.
Stressing me out. This is stressing me out. So,
yes.
And West would appreciate that because he knows I get nervous as a Nelly. But, I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
it was good.
That by no means taints the.
Still turned out amazing. Still turned out amazing.
It just changes the emotions, and it was all fine. And we were like thrilled to death to share the stage with Drew and Chelsey. I mean,
of course. And y'all are both going to Vegas. It's just
we're all going to Vegas.
It's awesome.
Like Drew mentioned, it's like, now you get to relax and just wait to see who joins you. Feels like y'all just
quit barbecue now. We're just going to wait till Vegas.
Yeah. Y'all just ran this obstacle course, and y'all are sitting at the finishing line just waiting to see who else comes through the obstacle course. It's pretty neat, and I am excited.
Can you imagine the last couple contest qualifiers, like the stress?
It's
gonna be just like for everybody. It's just gonna be like
a back draw. I think at this point in time.
That's what I was about to say. It's just gonna be like having. You're sitting at 6 and you need a 7th, or you're sitting at 5 and you need 2 more. That's the way the stress is going to be in these last ones. But we still got,
there's still a lot of opportunities.
There's still a lot of opportunities for, or at least a lot of time. I don't know how many opportunities. And it sounds like if you want to do some of these, you may have to travel to get some of these opportunities to do that. But it sounds like well worth it. Okay. Chris, that's Chelsey, excuse me. I mean, we aren't running for team of the year. Are you?
Yes, you are, Chelsey. Go for it.
that happens later when you're looking at the stands like, all right.
Yeah, you don't chase until like August.
Yeah. You're just seeing where you shake out.
You got a win under your belt. You got to go for it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's Lynn's comments, Joelle.
Solid scores. Okay. Can y'all take this has been great. It's 9:45. We normally go 2 hours. I feel like it's going to go about another 30 minutes. Are y'all okay with this? Are y'all good?
Yeah. Y'all talk. I'm going on a bio break.
Okay, yeah, this is the time for y'all go kick the tires. Y'all do this. We're going to do a wrap-up recap and an upcoming event segment. Ty's going to run this through. It takes about 5 minutes, and then we'll come back, and then I'm going to talk to y'all about your Mount Rushmores, your barbecue homies, and then we'll rate some boxes, and then we'll get out of here. Cool?
Cool.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you. Eric, you can go take a break. David, same for you. I'm going to go take a break. Ty's going to get in here once I post these up here. How you doing, Ty?
Good,
a lot
man.
of great information. I like I saw Caesar's comment. He says this is the time. I can't word for word, but he's like, I'm just shutting up and listen. Yeah, there's a lot of good information out here. And I was purposely asking some questions for y'all out there, the Gooder gang. All right. We'll do the wrap-up recap and the upcoming event segment. How you got this right? I got to go.
Yeah, I see one of them. I don't see the other one.
Oh, it's coming up right now.
Okay, gotcha. That's the upcoming events. Yeah, I got you.
There you go. I'll be right back, my man. There he is. Hey, ladies and gentlemen.
What's going on, everybody? Over in the Champions Barbecue Alliance at the Border Classic, the grand champion was Danny Salas with Los Cucanandos barbecue team. The RGC was Crystal and CB Barbosa with Dirty Smoke. And at the Guadalupe Sonny Hernandez barbecue, the grand champion was Manuel Bazan with Lonely Bones barbecue. And the RGC was Cesar Mejia with smoking and toasting barbecue. Do I have this? Yeah, here we go.
Cesar Mejia with Smokin' and Toastin' Barbecue, and you're watching the So Smokin' Gooder Show.
Boom, that's what I'm talking about. Good April Fool's joke, by the way. Nobody believed it from the beginning. Circle the Wagons, the grand champion was Bad Dog Barbecue, and the RGC was Brady McGee with Bullfrog Barbecue. Over at the Alvin Music Festival, the grand champion was Rachel Tarjak. I may have got it wrong that time, with Pop Top Cookers. The RGC was Matt Frazier with Smokin' Aces Barbecue. With the Texas Trophy Hunters, the grand champion was our boy Phil Breeden with LC Barbecue.
I'm Phil Breeden, owner and founder of LC Barbecue, and you're watching the So Smokin' Gooder Show.
It was really good to see Phil on the show a couple weeks ago. The RGC at the Texas Trophy Hunters was Carl Davis with Cast Iron Cookers. And over in Outlaw, at the Glen Heights County Line Cook-Off, the grand champion was Dwayne Turnbow with Turnbow Barbecue. And the RGC was Jeremy Masterson with Outlaw Barbecue. I'll give you one. All right. Over in KCBS, you can go to kcbs.us, or you can check this out. Barbecue Gives Back Day 1. The grand champion was Bees Q. The RGC was Muttley Crew Barbecue. That's a cool name. Barbecue Gives Back Day 2. The grand champion was Three Eyes Barbecue, and the RGC was Bees Q. So hell of a weekend for Bees Q there. Shout out for that. The Q's and Brews Bighorn Barbecue. The grand champion was Brinkerhoff Barbecue, and the RGC was Small Axe Barbecue. Over at the Kicking It Route 66 Barbecue Challenge, the grand champion was Kermit's X. I bet there's a story behind that one. And our boy Crossed Rifles Barbecue. Congratulations. All right, I think that'll do it for the wrap-up recap. And next we have the upcoming events segment. Here we go. Happy Easter, everybody, at the BTR over in CBA, the BTR Cajun Throwdown at Bayou Fest in Lamarck, Texas. That'll be a state championship, as well as Harlingen Board of Realtors Barbecue Cook-Off in Harlingen, Texas. That's a state cook-off or state championship as well. And Cooking for a Cause will be a state championship in Devine, Texas. Sorry if I got that wrong. I'm not from Texas. I just got here as fast as I could. Over in the IBCA, the 13th Something's Burning Barbecue Cook-Off in Clifton, Texas. That's a state championship. And then over in Outlaw, you got the Holy Smokes Barbecue Cook-Off in Palmer, Texas. That is also a state championship. Over in Lone Star, you got the Kerrville Easter Fest in Kerrville, Texas. And in KCBS, you can hit up kcbs.us, or The Smokin in the Valley there, Lynn Valley, Kansas. That's a state championship. Rekindled Ironman in Seven Valley, Pennsylvania. That's a state championship. The Iowa State Barbecue Championship in Altoona, Iowa. That's a state championship. And Smoke on the Falls over in Gadsden, Alabama. That'll be a state championship as well. And that will do it for the upcoming events. Back to you,
Great
bro.
job, Ty. That was amazing. Real quick, those CBA contests are next week. Everything else is going on this week. Yeah. I think this weekend is only Outlaw and Lone Star. Nope. And there are, maybe I was reading it wrong, but I do believe there's KCBS events. Maybe I was reading it wrong. Eddie, we'll see.
Check your local listings. You need to patronize their social medias. Give them a like and subscribe to all these sanctioning bodies. I follow every one of them, and the information I get is great. So be sure
one's definitely
support all your sanctioning bodies.
Absolutely. Thank you, producer Ty, the best in the business right there on the So Smokin Gooder Show. Okay, well, let's bring in our guests and co-host of the evening. We're talking about Eric Cantrell, little Gringo, Joelle and David Goan from Kith and Kin. Oh, and we got Chelsey. We got a Chelsey sighting in the house. She says, I need to plan our lives at home. That's I saw a comment there, Chelsey. What's that about?
Oh, Drew's very like he's kind of waffy about what our schedule is, and I was like, well, I've got to plan everything else going on. We do have a little girl who's in a lot of things. I was doing bedtime, so I decided to get out of the comments and say hi.
What? Eric, he mentioned that there was a chance you were going to be on or not be on. That's why I think we only put here. But I know you're a big part of this whole crew here. This is you want to say hi to the people that are watching and introduce yourself as well, Chelsey, since you're here and we're glad to have you.
Yeah, I'm Chelsey Davis, married to Drew. We've been doing this competition barbecue. I really kind of stepped into more of my role in the process. Probably, I don't know, what do you think? Pretty early on, I would say. I've been there the whole time, but we used to cook with a different partner a few years back. But now I always say I'm the closer. And that's my job. I kind of decide what goes in the box and help with the finishing products. So and tell them what went wrong after the contest.
And this reminds me of where we screwed up later on.
That's the old reading of the results there, and and
there's
told you shouldn't have put that in.
They could handle my quirks, but she does a great job of that.
Yeah,
that's good. I think we all got a little quirkiness or a little detail or whatever it may be if you're doing it at a high level. So all good. Well, very nice. Well, now's a part of the show that a lot of people enjoy. This is the Mount Rushmore. These are people that 4 people that are on your own personal Mount Rushmores. Y'all do them as a couple, each one of y'all. Eric, you've done it before. Do you want to redo it? Or are you good? I think we're good, right?
I'm good.
All right. Yeah. So these are 4 people you put on your mountain, your barbecue mountain. Maybe they helped you along the way, inspired you somehow, or whatever it may be. Everybody's different, and you can put whoever you want on the mountain. You do get one in the gift shop. They get a cool bobblehead like you see in the corner there. There's Cesar Mejia with smoking and toasting. He's got a cool bobblehead there in the corner, but that's how we do it. And then we'll talk about your barbecue homies after this. This is somebody that you want to set up next to, or you maybe call all the time. And then our co-host, Eddie Morales, he has mentioned Gumball. It's kind of like the gift shop guys. Almost, if they don't answer, is what Eddie says. If they don't answer, it's your next phone call. So whoever wants to go first, we'd love to hear your Mount Rushmore.
Okay, I'll go because Drew will play. I'll take all Drew's, but when you mentioned it, Rob, Mount Rushmore, we haven't been doing it very long, so we don't know a lot of the OGs, but
we love that though. Everybody's different.
I was like, okay, this is going to be teams that come in that we have obviously that we have all the respect for, but also fearful when they come to competition. So we threw out there Janky Leg. We learned a lot from those guys. Rooters and Tutors. These are world-class competition cooks. Brad with Getting Basted. I mean, the guy comes to contest, you got to be fearful of that guy. He can cook just about anything. Obviously, you go on TV a ton, and he can knock it out park. And then finally, Smoke Me Silly guys. Those guys have just a great pedigree. Been cooking forever, and they're legends in our mind as well. And then that bobblehead guy. I hate to say it, little Gringo, but the guy who scares me the worst Jason Cole with hot coals. When that guy, one time a year, he'd come out there and he could bust some heads. And don't tell him that. Don't tell him I'm saying all these nice things about him. But Jason Cole is sure enough a good cook out there. And he's one of a kind, a beacon in our eyes, and he's just a great all-around person.
That's a solid list of teams right there. Janky Leg, Rooters and Tooters, Getting Basted, and Smoke Me Silly. And then Hot Coals is in the bobblehead. We need to Caesar did an AI bobblehead. We need to do that for Jason with Hot Coals barbecue. All right. Y'all are up next. Go ahead.
That's so royal, Eric.
You got it.
So when I think of Mount Rushmore, those are old guys. They're guys that have done their job. They've done it great, and they're just not doing it anymore. So I'm going to throw some old names out there.
Love it.
I'm going to start off with Donnie Teal from Oklahoma. He's someone that we actually dressed up as Donnie and Cindy Teal as Halloween one year. But he's won the Royal multiple times. He's
barbecue Hall of Famer, I believe. Yeah.
Next, I'm going to throw out Kelly Wirtz with 4 Legs Up, another old school guy that's been cooking for decades. I mean decades. I'm going to throw Steve Hayden in there. He actually, one thing I really appreciate about Jason and Eric, they got him to come out this weekend. He has a banner hanging up at Smoking on the Shores, and he came out and cooked chicken and ribs on Friday night. Love getting to see him. And then lastly, may be popular, may not be, but I'm going to put Rod Gray in there. When we started, he was kind of the man. He was winning team of the year, or he was in the top 5 team of the year every year. He's the first class we took. We didn't win a GC until after we took his class. So I'm going to throw him up there on my Mount Rushmore. And then the gift shop, the guy that will be up there, but he's still cooking a little bit, I'm going to put Tim Shear in the gift shop.
Nice.
On our list.
Nice, very nice. So Donnie Teal, Kelly Wirtz, Steve Hayden. I'm familiar with Steve Hayden.
Illinois through and through. Another guy that's cooked for years. He's won King and Smoker. He's done well at the Royal. He's
wow, nice.
He's if you ever met him and talked to him, you'd never forget him.
Beautiful. And then you got to finish that up with Rod Gray and Tim Shear in the gift shop. That's a big bobblehead right there, Tim Shear. We need to get
the tall one.
It's the tall one, yeah.
He was on our short list.
Yeah. Steve Hayden was on my Mount Rushmore, Rob.
Steve was on your, okay, very nice. Steve was on your Mount Rushmore. All right, now we're going to talk barbecue homies. This is somebody, like I mentioned earlier, that you want to set up next to or you talk to all the time. Just it's pretty self-explanatory. Who's your barbecue homie? We'll flip it around here. Go ahead, Chelsey and Drew.
Okay, so I'll start off with the guy that taught me, and that's Eric Lee. He's kind of like a godparent to our daughter now. He loves to interact with her. She loves to interact with him. And then Chelsey's got a little crew that she likes to hang out with now. I'll let her tell those people.
I mean, Jordan, Allie Kirkpatrick, and then Aaron and Christy Stauffer. We hang out with them some too. And then I just kind of float around. I go say hi to everybody. So,
all right. Well,
and in the morning, he likes to go say hi. I call it his little Mr. Arkansas rounds.
Well, if Eddie were here, Chelsey, he wouldn't let you name 2. So who's your barbecue homie?
Oh, mine?
Yours.
Mine? I guess Allie Kirkpatrick. We talked.
Allie Kirkpatrick. All right, there you go. Very nice. Very nice. All right, Joelle and David. Same question.
I saw Eddie said he gave me $20 not to say West, but unfortunately, West gave me $100 to say West, so I'm going to say West.
Hey, you made $80. There you go.
So I made $80 here. West. I mean, he got us into this thing, and we chit chat probably twice a week, 3 times a week. Even if it's not about, it could be about anything. So yeah, we'll talk a lot and on the world about just anything and everything about barbecue or even not barbecue. So he's our homie for sure.
Joelle, you want to name one as well?
I talked to Allie and Chelsey didn't say it, but I probably talked to Chelsey more than anybody. So that should tell you, Chelsey, how much I talk to people.
So Chelsey is your bobblehead?
Yeah.
I'm going to call, because I talked to Allie I would talk to Hannah, but she only does desserts. I had to talk to somebody that actually does meat, protein. God love her. But so, yeah, I mean, those are my, I talked to Lynn, not.
You can't pick two people.
I
You
know,
say
I
one person.
can't.
Stop.
Yeah.
You get one. You already named her.
What are the rules?
Chelsea's in.
Chelsea's in.
Chelsea, you get a bobblehead.
Chelsea's got, so we want a bobblehead of Chelsea and a bobblehead of
Wes is a bobblehead.
well,
Yeah, Wes. Wes. I'm surprised the picture's not up of Wes right now. Anyway, okay, well, that was great. Those are very solid names in the barbecue world, obviously, in the KCBS scene for sure. There it is right there. What is he wearing? What does that say? I see Eddie's on it. Is this real?
Yeah, this is it says property of Eddie. Yeah, that's why I keep putting it up there. I mean, this was supposed to be a rate my box, but I just figured we'd showcase it the whole show.
But is this a real apron or is this AI? I can't tell.
I don't know. We'll have to ask Eddie that. What's with it?
it's not our backyard, so I don't think it's AI.
Okay. All right. You never know nowadays. It's crazy. This AI thing. Okay. All right. So we got some really amazing. We got a certified master judge on there. We got some very accomplished KCBS cooks. Been doing it for a while. Just won a big event at Smoke on the Shores. So we're gonna be rating some boxes, guys. And what do we have? Do we have a lot? Do we have a lot of KCBS style boxes, Ty, or do we have majority not?
We're good. Most of them that I think we're going to put up, since I don't know how long we're going to go.
Yeah, we don't have a whole bunch of time anyway.
That are nice KCBS boxes.
All right, so we're gonna do this. We normally scale it on a CBA scale of 10 through 7. We're gonna scale it 9. Eric, explain the scores, please. What's 9 is perfect, right?
Well, there's no such thing as perfect, but 9 is the highest score that you can get in KCBS. And if you guys have cooked KCBS, the scores that are most predominantly used are 7, 8, and 9s. However, you'll have some 6s, you'll have some 7s, that will venture in there, but primarily 7, 8s, and 9s, just based on the level that we're seeing. So let's see what these boxes look like.
Eddie will use a 6. Don't challenge Eddie. He'll use a 6. All right, so 9 is your best score, and then you got 8, 7, and 6 is poor and personal, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we're gonna do the score as our panelists. I ask you no poker faces. I mean, give your poker face until the Gooder Gang chimes in after they put their scores in here, and then I'll go around the room and ask every single one of you guys and gals that are in the comments here, or that is on our panel. So Gooder Gang, be quick. It's already 2 hours in. We don't want to go too much longer than this. But I appreciate each and every one of you guys being a part of this show. Y'all are amazing. If you can, if you'd like to share this show, we'd appreciate it. If you're on YouTube, make sure you like it and give that thumbs up. That's what we ask. All right, Gooder Gang, let's go. Let's chime in. There's 30 of y'all watching right now. Let's go. All right, 9 from Peter. That's perfect. All right, we understand what the 10 is because that's what we normally do. That's his best score there. Again, we're going to go 9, 8, 7, and 6. All right, while they're chiming in, I will let Chelsey last in, first up. Let's go.
I'd rate it 9.
9. All right.
Yeah.
David.
Same. It's good. Like it.
All right. Eric.
It's a 9.
All right. Drew.
9.
I can't hate this. 9. That's beautiful. That looks good. I mean, Eddie with a 7.
Right there.
Lobster bucket. If that were mine, it wouldn't even have made it in the box. He would have ate it. All right. 9. Excellent. Very good. Okay. There's your scoring right there. 9. Excellent. 8. Very good. 7 is good. 6 is fair. And 5. Okay. 5 is personal. There you go. All right. Next box.
Poker face, David.
Eddie said, damn, y'all are way too kind. I don't agree. That was good. That was a good box. On that last box, though, Eric, did you see the we're talking appearance, but did you see the greenery that wasn't the same as the right side on the left side? Is that, I guess, not a factor?
Yeah, in KCBS, they specifically tell you the garnish is not to be judged except for the legality of the garnish.
Except for the what?
The legality of the garnish.
Oh, the legality. All right.
Yeah, so you typically will see tail boxes, you'll see parsley boxes, you'll see some leaf lettuce boxes, but those are typically the only garnishes that will make it in and being approved garnishes.
All right, we got some 9s in here. We got some bass boating. Yeah, I see some bass boating. I love the way the sauce is set on these legs. I love the shine of them. I call it viscosity. The viscosity looks great on this. The bass boating looks great. 9 for me all day long. Drew.
I'm going to give it a 9 too. That just looks, I want to pick one up.
Yeah. Joelle.
Agree. 9.
Chelsey.
Okay, so
yeah, I like it.
It's really good. I'm really tied between like that back left leg. I can't see it, but I know I can't judge that back leg, and that's the back left.
That's a tough critic.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm judging it based on what I think. I mean, I would give it a 9, but at sitting there before I turned it in, I would say something to a 3.
All right, I like it. Eric.
And it's a 9. I don't see anything
9.
wrong with it.
All righty.
Blame those boxes, guys.
Night starting out strong. All right, next box, Ty. Eddie's saying thanks, y'all. Was that Eddie's box, Ty?
Roger that. It was.
Oh, Eddie snuck in a box.
I would give it a 7.
David, you gave him all 9s.
Maybe we did a 7. It would have been 7 when I know Eddie. Yeah.
All right, Gooder Gang, chime in real quick while we're going to go around the room real quick. I will go. David, you're up.
I think it's a 9 based on that class, that context we just judged. Man, judges aren't that critical in KCBS on appearance with a 9.
Chelsey.
Oh, I'm going way the other way, 7. I don't want to eat anything that looks dry.
Joelle.
I have no problem with it. It looks like an MVM box, so maybe an 8. I don't know. That's being unfair. I'd probably say 9. It doesn't look unappetizing.
Okay, I'll go next. It's not a 9 for me. I feel like a 9 for me needs to be symmetrical. The left side is not the same as the right side. If it were, I would be inclined to give it a 9. I will give it an 8. Eric.
So I want to be a little critical on this box. So you see the pull that they got in the front, whether that's tubes or whether that's actually some bacon. It's that you can see with the sauce being brushed on there that it's a little bit splotchy how white that actual meat itself is that's underneath there. And then if you look at the money muscle on the left side, back on the back, I say this on almost every show that we've got. Bruce spoke of that earlier, where that connective tissue is between that money muscle and actually getting over into the tubes. I don't love that, just for the simple fact that you have to pick that up, and it's going to have a different texture than what the rest of that money muscle is going to have. So, sorry guys, this is an 8.
Drew.
I'm going to give it an 8 as well. I think it could have been displayed a little better. I don't like the view of, if you're opening a box and you're seeing more of the top of the money muscle slice, like display what you're actually going to eat. And that'd
the cascade. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that one. Although, I mean, I bet it tastes good. I mean, I bet it's a good bite here. But as far as appearance, what we're talking, so is all we can judge here. All right, good. I think we all scored that as well as we could.
And you guys would have pissed off a lot of teams.
Really?
Well, I'm just thinking about when we judged, like you're scanning the box like this, we have the ability to sit here and critique the whole box for a lot of time.
I think the left side would have.
It's like this, right?
Yeah.
Like,
no, I get it.
You're gonna have enough time to look at that.
Well, the left side would still get your attention, though.
Yeah, Joelle, you get your time, so the table captain will pause as long as you need.
That's true. I mean, I have to nod my head, but the reality is, I think people are being a little hypercritical of something.
Yeah. They'll even do their best Vanna White, turn that box every which way and sideways for you to get you the angle that you need.
And to Drew's comment about cascading, that would have filled up the box more, right? If you'd have laid them out there, you could have filled that box up a little bit more. That's all. I just feel like there needs to be more. It's almost 50-50 green towards meat there. So, all right, next box, please. Ooh, I'm curious to hear what we say on this box here. Gooder Gang, do your thing. We're with RazorRacks BBQ out of Arkansas, and Joelle and David with Kith and Kin out of Tennessee. All right, while they're chiming in, we'll get their scores here in just a minute. Who wants to go first?
I'll go. So I'm probably still going to give it a 9, but I'd like a little darker color, but it still looks good.
All right, Eric.
Man, this is an 8 for me, and let me tell you why. The end of those legs right there, that's the ugliest part, even with thighs. Trim the top of that off of there, because even though that you're only seeing it a little bit from the side, and then you see how that those legs are pumped up almost where that they've got two muscles that's on there. When the judges go to take the bite from the meatiest portion, you don't know whether they're going to take it from this side or the other side of that in that case. So I think the sauce is splotchy as well. So even being a little overly critical, it's an 8.
All right, I'll go next too. I would have, like Drew said, I like a darker bird here. It looks to me almost like it's when I see as a eater, as a judge, immediately I question, is it done? It does, to me, it doesn't look, it's too light. You can see where he's mentioned the splotchiness. It's just really light there on some of the stuff right there. And maybe that's just the light sauce or whatever it may be, but can't score to 9 for me. That's an 8 for me. Go ahead, Joelle.
Okay. I would say an 8. I don't like the splotchiness, and I don't like that the chickens are not uniform. Like, they have like little ridges on them. Like, they're not very similar. It's distracting. I know that sounds silly, but
no, it's not. Go ahead, David. David.
And I'm like Eric. I don't like the ends of the legs.
Yeah, I think the splotchiness. I think the splotchiness comes from some being rubbed off. Obviously, I think it happens, but whatever that is, that whiteness in there definitely makes it a little less appealing, not as uniform. By the way, Memphis is the originator of the first 48 TV show, Eddie. So I say proud of Memphis.
First 48. Did you score it? I didn't hear a score.
Yeah, 8.
8. Chelsey.
I vote 8.
8.
Yeah.
All right. I like that. I like it. As far as the cook here, I mean, I think trimming a little bit, like I mentioned, or like somebody mentioned, they don't look as uniform as they possibly could be. Again, we're being overly critical, right? But we're just, all we can rate it on is appearance. But a lot of 8s and a 9 in there. All right, good. Next box, please. The light part of the ends of the legs are okay. Okay, this is sorry. This
is Eddie's box. I know it's Eddie's box.
Are those pebbles?
No thighs.
Oh, are those pebbles?
The light part on the ends of the legs are probably from that yellow color of the outside of the skin. Rub that yellow off, and your sauce will cover the whiteness. Wow. That was the other box. This is not this box
that's
here.
There's no whiteness on this box.
This box might be from Memphis. We'll see.
Okay. In full transparency, this was our first chicken box. I'll throw myself in the box. This is our first chicken box we ever turned in. I gave it to Ty, and I'm like, man, you got to put it on.
Rendezvous seasonings you got.
What? Oh, you didn't let us rate it yet.
I don't. Hey, you can still score it.
Eddie gave us a 5. That's all we need to know.
Hey, it was a good box. It topped 30.
We beat 6 other teams. That's all we need to know.
So I was joking, but this box was from Memphis. Okay, all right. There we go. Chelsea, I want your score on this one.
This is a 6. It's like a box of rocks. It's a 6.
Chelsea.
Yes, if it was peppers.
Come on.
I mean, I can't say anything. Our first boxes did not look good either.
Of course, you know that no one comes out of the womb. I've said no one comes out of the womb knowing I do this. We all.
There you go.
Eric, what would you score this?
I've already scored this personally for them, so I'll save it for the rest of the audience there. It wasn't a good score. Let's just put it that way, Ron.
It was not too big race either, though.
He said we should not have turned it in, period, is what he said. So we should have trashed
We
it.
beat 6 other teams.
All right. David, let Joelle do the chicken. All right, next, please. We'll do a couple more here, and then we'll get out of here because y'all would have been great, and I don't want to keep everybody too long. It's already 10. What is it? Are y'all Central Time Zone there where y'all are?
Yeah.
All right, good. Did y'all pick the leaves off the trees? All right, Ty. Let's bring it another box when you're ready. Oh, Ty. Oh, no, he's there. While Ty is doing this, he's going to pick another box. I think we got coming one. Ty, are you there or are you frozen?
There we go.
Oh. There we go.
Chelsea's like really looking at it.
Yeah, it wasn't letting me upload them the other way. Let me go out and come back in. I'll be right back.
Well, we can see it.
No problem. Obviously, this is not a KCBS box. So in Texas, we just put foil. I don't know if y'all have done any yet, but we just put foil in the box, no greenery. So it's all meat. There you go. While they're chiming in here, I'll let our guest do this. Eric first.
Man, I like this box. A couple little things that I would share. That bottom bone on the front, even though that in CBA they're not going to probably get to that one, they're going to saw off of the ones that are on the top. I would either cut that bone to where that it can move up. Yeah, just to match up within there. And I know they've got these for multiple racks. I'm going to give that, based on a KCBS score, I'm going to give that an 8. If it was CBA, I'd give it a 9. You know, I still want to eat these things.
Yeah, absolutely. David.
Same. I think that the top rack, they could even those bones up a little bit, make it a little more uniform, cut that meat back a little bit on those far right ones, and make it a little more uniform, just to has appearance. I don't think it should matter, but I'll take a look at that.
Absolutely. And that top rack, we do this. I'm sure y'all do this as well, but y'all can take that, the rib tips, where the rib tips would be, and just line it up on your box and line it up. That way they're completely straight across, and then you won't see that kind of wave at the top here. I can't give it a 9. I'll give it an 8 as well. Again, 9 is a perfect score in this situation here. I'll give it an 8 for me. Although I love the sauce level, the viscosity, and I see bass boating. If we're just being a little critical here, and I would also flip the opposite for me, but meaning I would put the bottom bones facing up and the other flipped it around. All right, go ahead, Drew.
I'd give it an 8.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
Chelsea.
Also an 8.
And Joelle.
An 8.
All right.
Bugged him with that box.
Straight 8s.
Straight 8s on this guy. All right, let's do 2 more, Ty, and we'll get out of here. So I did hear Drew mention earlier that he has scrapped, and he's not doing any burn-ins any longer. It's just another protein to cook, and he doesn't have the space sometimes, I guess, right? I don't know, but you just don't find it necessary, I guess, right now.
No, I think you're confusing us. We still cook a point. I haven't turned in any burn-ins recently, but we still cook them.
Okay, good.
If I'm up around the Kansas City area, I'll more likely to turn them in. but if I'm heading southeast, they've got to be just amazing to turn them in.
Gotcha. All right. I'll start here. I'd like to see a little more au jus on the slices here. Looks like a double row of of burn ends here. But the trim job's okay. It's not lined up as much as and we are overly critical on the show. We want to see a perfect box here. I'm going to give this an 8 on this box here. Joelle.
I'm kind of not loving this box. I'm almost a 7. I feel like the slices are very dry looking to me. And the burn ends look very, very over sauced. You said you think it's a double row. It's hard to tell from the photo. They're so sauced, it's hard to differentiate if it's 2 rows. I'm assuming it is, but
I like it.
Look very dry. So 7.
All right, 7. Go ahead, David.
Same. I think a 7 is a good score. The smoke ring looks good, but it looks super dry and it's uneven the way it's laid out there.
Still not a 7. Is this Eddie's? I don't know if it's Eddie's or not. Go ahead, Drew.
I'm going to give it an 8. Like, if they would have just sauced the slices or put some more au jus on there to make it look moist, I'd give it a 9. Like, I love the confidence of the burn ends. The pitmaster's like, look at what I just did. Here,
look at this. Look at this.
Look for the fences there.
Right. Eric?
I'm going to give it a 7 because it's just too much contrast. You know, those burn ends are super saucy and the slices are pretty dry. So, you know, go one way or the other. Either lighten up on the sauce on those burn ends to match what you got from your slices, or start to sauce a little bit more on the faces of those slices.
The ribs were Eddie's, that prior rib. All right, Ty. Let's find either your best one or your worst one, and let's close this show out.
His rib shit up.
Oh, okay. Here's something y'all don't see very often. This what you're looking at, boys and girls, is a whole half chicken right there, left and right, and then those are wings that have been cut down, and their bones are pulled out, and those are what is known as nuggies that a lot of cooks down here in Texas are doing, because it makes it very easy for a judge just to grab their fork, grab one of those, and pop it in their mouth, and there's no bones in there. So it's a trend. Like we talked about trends earlier, this is seems to be like a new chicken trend going on right now. But as you can see, still half chicken here. Eddie gives it a 7 on this bird here. Gooder gang, chime in real quick while we're doing this. This will be the last. Is this the last box of the evening, Ty?
One more after this.
One more after this. I'll go last in chicken here. Chelsey, go ahead.
I'm gonna say an 8, mostly because of some of the coloring isn't consistent, but it's pretty appetizing. And that's my reasoning. I mean, maybe the grill marks, if there's grill marks on it, might score it up a little bit, but just because.
Okay. All right, Eric, you've seen a lot of these. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, I want to eat this thing here, so that's a 10. I know that we're doing KCBS, but I love the thing. I'm not going to hurt on the foil job that a lot of these CBA guys are, but that's a good looking bird. Even with the wing tip.
Go ahead, David.
I'm going to throw out an 8. I don't think it's a very uniform looking box. If you want a uniformity, for some reason, I don't like that little burnt look on the end of that wing that's actually attached to the chicken.
Oh, come on.
Burnt ends on there. So
wait, are you saying?
Hey, man,
Are you saying that bothers you, or you like that? I
don't like that. I don't like
you
that.
Don't like. You don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it.
If you're gonna have a wingtip, burn that motherfucker. Is what I say. Go ahead, Joelle. Did I ask? I haven't asked you yet.
I'm KCBS scoring. I'd give it a 9. It looks like something I want to eat.
Oh, you
I
would
don't
give it
mind a little burnt wing because it's on the wingtip. I like it.
Yeah. All right, Drew.
I'm giving it a 9. Like I want to eat that bird, and I like the burnt wingtip. I think the half chickens, and I'm not a Texas guy, but I think they look weird without the wingtips on them.
Well, I am team no wingtip
on
this side. Now, I can't give this I'll do a CBA score here. I can't give it a 10 or a KCBS 9. I will give it an 8 just because I kind of like those legs. I want to see just a little more color on this thing. I'm not a big fan of these nuggies yet, and they're kind of off. Like the ones on the left were just kind of thrown in there. I'd like to see a little more placement better of these deals. Can't give it a 10. I'll give it a 9 CBA score or an 8 KCBS score. All right. Next and final box.
New team name, Team Wingtip.
Yeah, that's a big deal here in Texas. Are you Team Wingtip or Team No Wingtip? I'll go first because I want to hear the KCBS thoughts on this here, but I'll wait just a minute. Team free the tips. Yes, free them. Is that like clip them off or Eddie said, bruh. Eddie gave it a 5. That's inedible.
Bruh.
I don't know about that. Like I said, I'll go first here. I 7 in the KCBS scoring here. I don't like the right side of it. I think you went way too long on the left side of this pulled here. If you're going to go that long, cascade them monies a little bit more to stretch it out. 7 for me. Chelsey.
Also a 7. I don't like how the chunks are kind of, they don't look like they're meant to be like that. And I believe the cascading would look better. It looks like the box may have been dropped. I don't know.
I'll go 7 as well.
I'd like to see a little more sauce on this thing as well.
Yeah,
that too.
You know, with pork.
Who said that?
Sauce.
Oh, who said that? Oh, yeah.
Drew. Yep.
All right, Joelle.
Oh, 7.
Go ahead, Drew. Do you want to elaborate on your score?
The pull sloppy is 7. It's all looks dry. The slices and the chunks are messy. I would say 7. It doesn't make me want to eat it.
David.
I think a 7. It needs some Sweet Baby Ray's on there to toss it up a little bit. I mean, it looks sort of a little dry. It's like they cut it, like they sauced the top, sliced it, and then they stuck it in a box. But they didn't actually slice. They didn't actually sauce the slices or the chunks at all. And then the pull looks a little, I don't know, it's a little stringy, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I prefer a little larger pieces in the pull.
All right, and lastly, the certified master judge himself, Eric Cantrell.
And whoever box this is, just take this with positive criticism. This box needs a little work on it. I'm not liking any of it. It's hard for me to give it a strong score. I'm going to put a 7 on it, but as I made the comment earlier when we were talking, I don't think that all of this tastes the same. And so limit your exposure and put only your best stuff that's in the box, whether that's just these cubed up pieces of money muscle or whether that's your money muscle, and then trim those things up if that's what that you're going to run in. Or if this pulled, which this pulled looks like, man, it's a little dry, covered up with some lipstick. So again, hopefully the feedback will be received well, because at the end of the day, same thing that we say as judges when we write comment cards back to the team. It's the definition of insanity. If we don't tell you anything and you turn around and keep sending us the same stuff over and over, how can we help you get better? And so I think that's the definition of what we're trying with this our box.
Absolutely. That is Eddie's box, by the way. Just saying. No, I'm kidding. It's not Eddie's box.
Doesn't look that good.
Doesn't look that good, says Brantley Hale. All right, well, that's going to wrap up the Rate My Box portion of the show, and it's going to wrap up the show for us. But thank you to our guests tonight, RazorRacks BBQ, Chelsey and Drew Davis out of Arkansas. Before we let you guys get out of here, you have just the floor to give some shout-outs before we let you get out of here. And I appreciate you guys coming on the show and being a first-time guest and continuing kicking butt, and y'all gave us some really great insight tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it. First off, I'd like to thank some of our sponsors, Roll Up Charcoal, Blues Hog Sauces, and Fire Dancer Barbecue Supply in Arkansas. And then if you don't know of it yet, we do have a seasoning line called All Day Seasonings. We got 3 out on the market. They were all used at Smokin on the Shores, and they'll be used this weekend in Alabama as well.
Ty will look them up and put the link there. All Day Seasoning. Thank you very much. Sorry I didn't mention that earlier. Go ahead, Joelle and David.
Thank you guys for having us on. Obviously, Heath Rouse is a big part of our program, and we really appreciate those guys being sponsors. Atlanta Barbecue Store, Springer Mountain Farms, chicken, been great to us. So we're looking forward to it. I think our next cook is going to be South Haven, aka Drew Haven. So looking forward to seeing Drew come down there and win another one. So,
When is that? When is that one?
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Isn't Wes like the mayor of that one? He's always
he's terrible. It's definitely true. West can't throw in the ocean.
I meant by recruiting. He tries to recruit people.
Well,
but it's a Memphis suburb, so Drew doesn't. West doesn't do Memphis very well.
Oh.
Keith has won it as many times as we have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
My bad. Let me make this back here. All right, and the co-host Eric, the little Gringo. Anybody want to? Thank you very much, Eric. You're awesome.
Yeah, let me just give a little bit of love to some of the people that support us at Smoke on the Shore. Our primary sponsor is Tennessee Soy and the Tennessee Pork Producers. You know, they help us to turn around and be able to share the love that we do with the team. Springer Mountain Farms for handling the chicken challenge, and then, as we said, Performance Food Group and Allegiance Ribs for the rib challenge that we had. There's so many other sponsors. Sam's Club stepped up for us, huge. World Foods was involved. Drew and Chelsey, they won a ticket to the World Foods Championship as well.
Awesome.
And then obviously the whole Barbecue World Cup team, we're glad to be a part of that. And so, we're going to be seeing Drew and David and Joelle and the whole crew in Vegas.
All right. Well, to our panel, I hope you enjoyed coming on the show tonight. This is what we do each and every Wednesday, talking barbecue. Y'all are amazing. Thank you very much. Ty's going to drop y'all down, but if y'all just hang out just a second, I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm going to come in there and personally thank you again because y'all are amazing. Producer Ty, get in here real quick, my man.
Yes, sir.
What a great guest on the KCBS world tonight. Of course, Little Gringo's a big part of this show already as part of the Gooder Gang, and his contributor to the show often. But man, there was a great husband and wife teams, man. It's always fun,
It's always good to see the pictures of the families. I love, that's the reason I like going. I think I don't know if it was Chelsey. I think she said she just walks around kind of a social butterfly. That's me. If anybody sees me at a cook-off, I'm going to lock in and have some type of real cool conversation. Without fail, it happens. And I love the family culture. And I can't wait to see some more KCBS events. Our team is cooking the Danny Dietz. So all you KCBS cooks out there, I challenge you, come to the Danny Dietz Memorial Cook-Off in September. Jen Lee's the promoter for that, and it's a great event. And the Triple Threat Bet Podcast barbecue team is going to be there with Al Hero, Matt Johnson. We've got Sean Sant, Navy veteran from out in Colorado, is going to fly in and cook with us. I got to talk to you and Dennis about having a tailgate.
Absolutely.
We're trying to do it big for Danny Dietz, man. It's a great event.
Yeah, that's a big one here in Texas. Rod Gray, he has come down. I don't know if he's going to come back down, but Wes Garrett, politically incorrect, has been down. Aaron Stauffer from Man Meat. We've had a lot of KCBS cooks come down there. It's fun to go out here and visit with Texas teams, and they do pretty well because it's their wheelhouse, right? And so I encourage you to come down. $50,000 is what they were paying out last year. So there's a lot of reasons to come down to Texas and check it out here. But thank you to every one of y'all that are still watching. Y'all are amazing. This show goes live each and every Wednesday, and then it goes out to the masses after tonight. So a lot of views will be on here and a lot of great information tonight. Next week on the show, I will be traveling to New Orleans for Hogs for the Cause. I still plan on doing a Wednesday show, and I'm going to have the group behind the TAFR, Texas Association of First Responders, possibly be on the show. At least we're going to be on there talking, and I'll have another guest and a co-host as well to talk barbecue, Texas barbecue, TAFR, But I will be at Hogs for the Cause in New Orleans next weekend. We're going to be going live. I've got a really cool tent that I'm going to debut out there. So we're going to be doing live interviews all throughout the weekend. So make sure you're following us on all your socials, and you can check us out live on Thursday and Friday. And of course, Saturday is the big event out there. So that's where I'll be next weekend. Hogs for the Cause. Looking forward to that. Be it with Tongue and Second Line Swine is our team with Grant Pinkerton and everybody that's going to be involved for Hogs for the Cause. All right, that's going to wrap up our show for tonight. If you're new here, we do this each and every Wednesday at 8 o'clock, and I'd love to see you be a part of the Gooder Gang. That's going to wrap up the show tonight for producer Ty and our guest tonight, Eric Cantrell, the co-host, Joelle and David with Kith and Kin, and Chelsey and Drew with RazorRacks. I appreciate y'all, and that's our show. Case, close us out.
Good night to all of you wonderful people in Barbecue Nation. You too, California.